in private.
Before
swing that microphone arm around.
Stop doing our podcast. And
the microphone here.
You know my position on this.
Where's Destiny?
There we go.
You're against CPS.
Same exact things that happened to you in
Hey,
this
boys.
regard.
Where's Destiny? Bring Destiny out.
And don't think it's appropriate.
Very
And
good.
I don't know why you think that I have anything to do with
Because you're misrepresenting what I asked you. I didn't ask you if you think it's okay if people post CPS. I asked if the video that you participated in, which was a total fucking hit job,
Sandwich.
90% of it's clipped from an episode of the podcast called CPS Got Called on Me and didn't even include the title of the podcast.
I got
Do you think that's fair?
I think you should take this up with Ida instead of me.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
I didn't make any editorial decisions in Ida's content job.
I'm asking what you thought about it, okay?
He's asking your opinion.
It's pretty funny. I'm sure it would have been. I'm sure that I'm sure that it would have been all right if he mentioned it.
It would have been all right.
I don't know why this is a major point of contention for you. I thought we were going to talk about Israel Palestine.
We're talking about whatever we want to talk about. You had said that I have problems with your character. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, ask me a question.
You having problems with my character.
That's not ask me a question. I'm going to move on to the next topic.
He's in bullets.
Ida's editorial decisions
I love it.
in his content.
I'm asking about your opinion. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Okay. So, do you believe that Israel
Come on, we're the
is
team.
committing a genocide in Gaza?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you
Ooh, great. Nice.
Human rights organization, the
I
US.
just said yes.
Okay, great. No, this is important. Thank you for saying that.
Boys, we're doing it now.
You believe that Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza? Okay.
Shoot.
Do you feel like you have used your limited amount of time that you have as a content creator speaking out against Israel doing a genocide on the Palestinian population in the Gaza Strip? Or do you feel like most of your commentary on this issue has overwhelmingly been to rail against people that are doing that?
Why? How would you
If you're
abandon
pro-Palestine,
me?
It doesn't absolve you of criticism.
Exactly.
Do I think my coverage?
I don't think that is the case.
Okay. Do you think my coverage has been like totally balanced? I would say no. I've obviously given less time to the Palestinian perspective, and I think the reason for that is simply that.
No, not just the Palestinian perspective, Ethan. I think that rather than talking about that issue,
Let's go. Let's go.
Rather than talking about the genocide itself, every time you have
Hassan, I'm answering your question.
every time you've talked about Israel-Palestine, it almost always revolved around
I was going to tell you why.
Because they were harassing you.
personal vendettas that you have experienced.
I was going to explain that. Okay. Would you like me to ask me a question? So I'm going to answer. The reason for that being is that I feel
Clever
like I'm
freaking
responding
spy.
to a lot of bullshit that's been passed my way ever since leftovers
Exactly.
ended, starting from you and your community. Now, that's my answer to that. Now, let me ask you about this. This sword has a Nazi swastika.
Okay.
Do you
Got him.
disagree? What's fun about that?
I think it's funny because you made this a major point of contention. That's why I think it's funny.
It's a swastika.
Is it or not?
It's a sword that is a blue sword, as you know already, that has a hilt that has a Japanese Marani sign on it. But yes, it does look like a swastika. I've also noticed and talked about on numerous occasions that
If I can continue my point, is that you knew it was a swastika sword.
Funny.
So why did you guys choose to pose with this sword?
I feel like, I think you got this.
Answer that.
Blue's got medic. Blue has medic. Actually, follow people around.
I'm going to gently explain this to you again. One, it's not a swastika, but regardless.
Do you think it looks like a swastika?
I did not make this editorial decision. I wasn't even.
Do you think it's reasonable to perceive that as a swastika?
Ethan.
Answer the question. Is it reasonable to perceive that?
I don't think it was a deliberate decision that
Okay, well,
iDubbbz made, but I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, well,
mine.
Hassan, they're your swords, and according to the New York Times article, there was 10 options. So what's the chances that they chose the swastika one? That seems pretty slim.
Well,
That's
that'd be
puzzle.
10%.
All right.
You have 10 swords, don't you?
10%.
The week prior to that, I believe.
I heal heavy.
That time, I don't really remember when they dropped this, but I had this sword out because I was doing an Assassin's Creed promo. Do you feel like if I thought it was like genuinely a swastika sword, I would use it in an Assassin's Creed promo shot?
Shit, they're fight blocking, boys.
That's what we call a dog whistle, son. And what you're doing is gaslighting somebody. You made a video.
I want to believe. You know what? Red Spray has
You're the
something.
king of microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minority groups, right? So you made a video. You participated in a video.
Oh, here we go.
Using a Jewish group. Let me finish my point, son. No.
Oh my fucking god.
Anti-Semitism while exhibiting the most
Got healed up.
symbol against Jewish people. Do you not see this as a problem? Or at least, am I insane for thinking it's fraud? Wow. Answer the question. I don't think you
Shoot.
I need you to.
Well,
I
you
need
should try
to answer
listening instead of
something.
speaking.
I'm just looking for clarification here.
Oh wait. I'm not button for that anymore. Rats.
Assassin's Creed promo, or that it is a clone sword that was laying around.
There we go.
It's the only long sword that I have.
Sorry, I'm blank idle on.
I don't think that they chose it
In the back.
because of the swastika. I don't think so.
Medic.
Yes, I'm aware that it's not a real sword, but you
This is really funny.
doesn't matter how much they weigh.
I do. That's fine. That's fine.
Let me paint a scenario for you, okay? Listen, stay with me twice. Participated in a video accusing a Jewish man of exaggerating anti-Semitism. You exhibited in that video the most hateful
200 should be good enough.
people. 1 out of 10 of your swords that you have previously already stated you know is the quote swastika sword. So am I insane for even? You're treating me like I'm insane for bringing this up, but it sounds pretty reasonable.
Shoot. God damn it, I'm out.
So yeah, microaggressions just don't
because
exist
you're
for
asking me-
Jewish people.
You're asking me
You're old.
why iDubbbz.
It's your sword, bro. I don't believe that you are there.
No.
I don't
I'll respond immediately.
I don't know why you're asking me.
Because it's your house and your sword.
But I also see what my speculation is.
We are.
And that is
Stop him,
that
stop him, stop him, stop him, stop him, stop him, stop him.
basically had it laying around because I had just done an Assassin's Creed promo.
Okay, if you say
Stop
so.
him.
So if it's a cosmic fluke, which you claim, then why leave the photo up?
I'm not even in the photo.
Stop him, stop him, stop him, stop him, stop him.
Look at the sword. Why leave the photo
Woo!
up?
Yo. Halo Dust Bowl?
I'm sorry, Hassan. Are you unable to make value judgments on situations? Like, isn't that what you do for a living? Do you think that I don't should have
I
removed?
don't think it's relevant or that big of a deal at all. If that's what you're trying to get out of me, like, yeah, I think it's not.
Okay, so you're
Oh,
telling
that failed.
complaining about a very odd coincidence that I'm crazy and I'm exaggerating.
Let's go, boys.
Okay, you got me, all right?
The Oolongs. The Oolongs. We need more Oolong heat maker.
Okay, laugh about it. Go on.
How is this so good? Wow.
I'm a Jewish man, you fucking moron.
Oh, the freaky win. Go get. Oh, fuck. Freaky one.
Did I draw
Shit, boys. Oh, I forgot we're in the middle of the game.
Exclusivity agreement with like being offended or not offended by not the imagery. You've done a sig heil approximately what 50 times.
Why did I
That's
do
it? Only 50?
I don't know.
Because you only got pulled on Twitter. I was making fun of Elon Musk and trying to see if it was valid or not. And by the way, as a Jewish man, are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word? Are you going to tell black people not to use the N-word?
All right.
Oh my
Dispenser down.
God.
Do you think this is an apt comparison?
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh my.
being able to draw the your anti-Semitism radar is completely out of whack.
And who are you to say that?
I healed.
You posed with a swastika.
You're saying that it's not a
It's a direct.
Doctor.
It is.
It literally is a swastika.
No, it's not.
Let me see the sword in your
Doctor.
background. Why didn't you choose one of those?
Doctor.
I didn't choose the sword.
I don't believe you.
The productive use of our time.
No.
Yes, please.
So you say it's
Ooh.
a weird cosmic fluke. Personally,
Jesus,
if
Jay
I think it
Christ,
was a
how
weird
could you?
cosmic fluke, you say basically it's not a swastika. The difference between the Hindu symbol and
But
the
it's not.
okay, right. The difference between the Hindu symbol and the Nazi swastika.
I
I'll
cannot
finish
get up.
what I said.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm a Jewish man.
Doctor.
It is swastika, a tasteless joke on IW 10 years
I
ago.
tried to heal the doctor. Have you stole it? They're being very mean.
Use it and pose it in photos, attacking
You're the
it.
engineers.
The fact that you can't see that that looks bad.
To it as looking like a swastika when my friend picked it up.
So let me.
When you thought it was a swastika memorabilia, do you think I would keep
That's
it
a
in my
crits, Craig.
house?
Dude, you're being obtuse. I know it's not a swastika, right? And I know you know it's not a swastika, but it is literally a swastika
Discording me.
also. Because the difference between a swastika and that Hindu symbol is this. You see what I'm doing? This is the difference. If you ask a Hindu person, would they walk around with a swastika sign?
I know streaming this. I know streaming it is fun. Wait, what is that?
So I'm a little confused.
But you know,
Ask
streaming
your Hindu friends
for
if they would
fun
walk
without an
around with,
audience
like,
viewing your streaming content is nothing. Ah,
They
I
know.
don't really care. I know what someone watches me or not.
Are you
This is fun. I like
I,
streaming.
I am not Hindu.
Okay, interesting. So anyway,
Sometimes-
you brandish what I-
Sometimes when I'm playing a game,
People
it's just
have
like, oh
a
my
big
god.
sword, like, what's going on?
that was cool. But you wish you're like you had it. Hey,
Okay, go ahead. So you think it was a cosmic fluke? There was
Yeah,
10
like
swords, you
I'm
mentioned
recording.
that one.
well, first I recorded, then like recording's like not for me. I got.
And you wrapped it up.
Decision-making
If
of
it
a
was a
person
mistake, you could have
who I'm not him.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Again, I'm
First
never
recording
putting
was like,
myself there. I think I'm doing
You
it
don't
a
need
lot.
So then I got edit the videos and stuff. It's like this is a stream.
I don't know what is
I'm not accusing you of being Ida's son, but you're acting like you're incapable of making value judgments on things because you're not.
I can kill you,
I think you're being
or you can kill me.
Okay, well, Mr. Microaggressions thinks I'm being crazy. Very good. You have no problem telling Jewish people they're being crazy on what.
Yes.
It's like a blatant fuck. Go ahead, ask me the next
Yes.
question.
Yes, I don't.
Do you
I
think
don't
this?
have a
If
problem
you could go
telling
back,
you're being crazy.
I win.
Now, you being Jewish,
I play games called I win. Love this game. Oh, yeah, I saw it 6 months.
back that it was a mistake to use that sword.
No way.
I don't really care about this at all.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that really shows you you're asking. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Okay. So,
Jesus. Oh my God.
you believe that Israel is committing a genocide. What are the appropriate steps that people can take, both in the Western world and also regional actors can take against this entity doing a genocide by your own admission that you would consider to be appropriate, because it feels like throughout this entire process
You vote?
you have set boundaries
Right.
on what you think
Just
is
killing
appropriate.
civilians. That's the
As
boundary.
you have set boundaries on what you think is
Killing
appropriate.
civilians.
I'm going to say is outright anti-Semitic.
My boundary is killing civilians.
Okay, that's great. So
Is that unreasonable?
I know.
perfectly reasonable boundary to set.
I know.
Then we don't disagree.
You on that. Great.
Bye.
So let me ask you the next one. Let me ask you about this Congress tier list.
I have a. Can I? Something.
We'll use him in that.
Go ahead. You can go on a little bit more.
Okay. So hold on. Everyone's complaining about my volume.
spell.
I was reading Zoom for the keyboard from my book.
Go ahead. It's fine. Take your time to get
My
that.
audio keeps going up and down. Okay. So, one of the first conversations that we had, you and I had, that led to the Leftovers podcast ending, was that you considered "From the River to the Sea, Palestine will be free" to be an anti-Semitic slogan.
I don't care if people watch.
You feel like
I don't care
an
about
exterminationist,
zero you Andy or not.
Jews fear
It's still fun
the
and fun.
Tons of people think that.
America.
Sandwich.
If you think that,
Sorry, I couldn't sandwich. I'm sandwichless.
do you feel
I'm sandwichless in Seattle.
for Westerners,
That's what I can do.
Palestinians, and people Palestinians
Not die.
those slogans, or should they
Not today. Not today.
These are pretty extreme questions. I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just trying. All I was trying to do. Bro, do you want me to answer?
Okay.
Ooh, that was a closey.
I'm trying to explain the Jewish perspective. I'm not trying to make a value judgment on it, but what I will tell you is that, how do you feel about Norm?
Made sandwich. Crispy, crispy.
I know he has said that it
Here's what he had to say about this.
I know what he's talking about.
Crispy, I tried. Right healing you, crispy.
I want the audience to see the video.
I know Norm.
Good, I'm glad you know. Let the audience know.
Let's hear it. I don't know it.
Let the audience watch the video.
Play him. Play him. He's talking over it. He's talking over it.
Is that so? That's
Play the video.
so it's nuanced and understandable. Let the audience watch the video, son.
Medic, no.
Let me go back.
I'm dead here.
Yeah. Here's the Norm Finkelstein, a prominent
No, I'm not here.
in the Palestinian liberation movement.
I have more talking over it.
The video.
So Pyrox play that game too. Nope, not playing that game anymore.
1970s. It was a bad slogan then, and it's a bad slogan now because it has too much ambiguity. When you say from the river
Son's gonna hit me with the chair reaction.
to the sea, Palestine will be free. Obviously, a question arises. Okay, what happens to the Jews in that scenario? And some people will say, well,
Crispy,
Palestine
crispy.
will be free.
Take the mac and chicken, crispy. Take the sandwich. Crispy.
So I have, in recent weeks, I have voiced my concern that it's a bad slogan. I said just change it, tweak it, tweak it. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians will be free. And you can't answer that slogan.
I got it.
Because what we're talking
Got
about
it.
is equal rights for everyone. From the river to the sea, one person, one vote, Palestinians.
Lost it. Lost the plot. Lost the plot.
I don't know if he actually means the one vote thing, because I think what he's saying is good. That from the river to the sea, Palestinians will be free, which I think is good. You're laughing at Norm.
Routinely talked at campus encampments, college campus, Palestinian encampments as to, I'm not going to make much hay about the slogan in general. There's plenty of other slogans.
Well, you're willing to listen to
One of
him,
these
but when I
teleports
say it,
doesn't belong. Sandwich.
I'm not. It's not even my opinion.
Agreement with him on that. And you're forgetting one key factor.
What's that?
Okay? You're forgetting one key factor. Norm Finkelstein still ultimately will always say,
Very.
while I disagree with the slogan because I think it scares people, it ultimately does not matter, and I'm not going to stand in
Got
opposition to it.
I'm dead.
It doesn't say it's anti-Semitic.
I'm
It
dead.
doesn't say it is extermination.
When have I opposed
he says
it?
That's what people think.
When
If
have
you
I
think
opposed
that,
it?
If you think that Norm Finkelstein would be in agreement with
Lost
you
server.
in any way,
Literally-
shape, or
Server struggling
form
here.
on any issue, please have a conversation with him.
He's literally
Come on, boys.
in
Come on,
agreement
boys.
with me, like verbatim.
Come on, boys.
Actually, even more.
Norm doesn't think it's anti-Semitic.
Hassan, do you remember me advocating
Oh, the Black Rose
against it?
too. Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Advocating
Norm
against it?
Finkelstein, if he agrees with you
Funny
on
sign.
anything.
Sure, I'll ask Norm
Oh.
Finkelstein. Do you remember me denouncing that statement and saying people shouldn't say it?
Sorry, I'm listening to
I believe in our conversation.
No, it
you said
didn't
was
happen.
Listen to
that-
this,
you said it was anti-Semitic.
I said it's
that
perceived
you-
that
call
way
it,
by Jewish people.
H3
All right,
H3
let's move on.
Samhide.
The Sabra
Why I say
tier
Samhide?
list.
Norm
Now,
does not
Hassan.
believe it's an
They're all praise coming in my
anti-Semitic
opinion.
I'll ask him about it. Now, let me ask you
debate.
about
Are you
the...
actually going to do that? Because that would be
Yes,
wonderful.
He
I'm
did
gonna-
the
I'm gonna
Sam
talk to him
Cedar
about it.
interview.
We'll have a great conversation about from the river to the sea.
Is it? Wait, can I ask you a question?
No. It's my turn.
Okay,
you spoke,
go ahead.
and now it's
you know
my
what?
turn.
You know what? You go ahead.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate that. That's very gracious of you.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's just a back and forth conversation, but
Yeah.
you seemingly have a lot of grievances not pertaining to the actual issue at hand.
I don't know. The issue,
God, I
my
hate that
friend,
so
The
much.
issue at hand is your behavior.
Whatever
No, I think the issue at hand
YouTube
is the
decides
genocide.
thumbnail is.
Well, we seem to be coming at this from two different angles, which is great, right?
If-
So let me ask you this.
Ethan,
Hold on. You said it's my turn to ask, so
you
let me
already-
do that.
You
Hassan,
already.
is it
you
my turn to
already
ask a question or
recognize
what?
That there's a genocide. You already recognize that Israel is committing a genocide.
I can care about two things,
Don't
Hassan. It's
you
very
think-
important to
don't
acknowledge
you think
that.
Don't you think?
I can care about two things, my friend.
Fairly narrow framework.
Very
expressing
easy.
your own personal feelings.
I'm not that smart,
That's
but I
how-
can care about two things.
Yay!
Okay. No,
Even if one is more
All right, let's
urgent
just
than the
update
other.
all that nonsense, all that gobbledygook. YouTube's yelling at me in the
Your
background right
own
now.
personal
YouTube's saying,
feelings
"You
born out of your
know."
misunderstandings is
Like,
more
excuse
important.
me,
Did I
don't
say
you
that? I
know?
said one is more
It's like,
urgent than the
actually,
other,
I
referring
didn't.
to the genocide.
Dear God, you opened my
okay,
eyes,
so-
YouTube.
So you recognize
Did you
that
know
genocide is
if
more
you do
urgent-
if you
Please, let me answer
update the
this
tags on your video, it does better? I'm like,
very
oh,
good.
you know, I was gonna do that after the video because I don't really care if people watch. I just find it fun. But thank you. If you're trying to send me 5 more notifications on my computer, I will gladly do it. But shut you the fuck up.
Holy fuck.
I said you're so gracious. You even let me ask you a question.
Oh my god.
Take it back. All right, let me ask you a question. Hold on to that. And ask me after.
I think my taunt's broken.
You defended Frogan's use
I think
of
the taunt's broken. I think to the taunt. I think we got a problem here. I think Tifty is falling apart.
Go ahead.
We lost medic.
Absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and
Oh, I thought I pulled out.
laughed about it.
Dude, hold on. No, wrong button again. Wrong button again.
A bunch of content creators that participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes. With pleasure.
And
Oh, Christmas on blue.
yeah, it's not
It's insane.
even remotely.
Okay.
It's not even remotely anti-Semitic.
Very good. Let me ask you a
The
question.
Cracker Bandits was capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
All right, I'm gonna join blue team.
That's what I said. This
For
is the
what?
thumbnail that's still up. Now,
Let me just finish the
here's Frogan's thumbnail for the
top here.
In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in
Oh, you're in the blue team.
Never explored.
Dude,
Why
Chris
do you think Ben
P.
Shapiro is on the
Wiener
F tier?
is on blue team. All right, I gotta join blue team.
Whoa!
I gotta join me and Crispy, man. Me and Crispy.
What your thoughts?
I will not ban. If I can have a chance, I would probably just join. So yeah, that's gonna do
We
anyways.
all know why it's been
Come
at the bottom.
on.
I don't.
Everybody knows why.
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also
Jewish? Because it's the most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube.
Come on, I want your blue team.
is the reason.
Blue team.
100%
You will
without a
leave
doubt,
the blue
yes.
team.
Man.
Not okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
blue
ahead,
team.
take your time. No slow to process.
We lost someone.
Okay. Yeah. This
You're the
is a
closest
lot
thing to a
of
spy there is.
It's tough.
Holy shit, you're actually not
really
spy.
don't know what to say. It looks pretty bad.
Crap. Medic.
Well, tell me then.
Medic.
So why is Ben there? Okay, very good. Why is Ben there?
I don't know why fucking Frogan made this thumbnail. And
Why is Ben
Sandwich.
there?
I don't have any issue with the thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
Because he's a prominent defender of Israel.
You're quick to say that Jews aren't the only Zionists, right? So why is Ben Shapiro, all the people in the world who are conservatives, who are Zionists, Christian
Okay, I
Zionists,
want
why
your blue
Ben
team.
Shapiro?
Let me join the
Me
blue
and
team.
Ben Shapiro and F tier, the two most
Come on.
prominent Jewish creators
Come
on
on.
YouTube.
Come
That's
on.
a coincidence, just
Come
like
on,
the
come on,
swastika.
come on.
Ethan,
Yeah, my
These are
blue
two cosmic
team.
coincidences.
Blue
They
team.
sound they're really
The-
stacking up.
the tier list that you're talking about, first of all, the tier list that we're talking about was literally
This is so
designed
much
by
better than I ever
a
expected.
Jewish content creator who
This is amazing.
advocated to ban, and he got banned.
Very good, and I'm glad he did. He
You called him
definitely
a
deserved it.
token Jew. You called him a token
And
Jew.
I still stand by that. The man is just
You-
fucking. He's
so you
spent.
think
He's
that-
yeah.
So you get
All right, he'll jump.
swastikas on PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there is a tier list here where
This is
Sabra
Frogan's tier list. This is her.
the Sabra hummus, like Sabra hummus is the lowest tier.
Ben Shapiro.
The highest tier is being against the people. You as a Jew get to determine what other Jews are able to do. You're the pope of the Jews.
I didn't. I'm not determining what they can do, but this is Frogan's
Shit.
bit. This is her stage. This is her bit. I mean, you can say that the Jewish dude is the fall guy and did everything, but that's not true.
So you get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra hummus is dog.
He can say whatever he wants. I'm not criticizing. By the way, I'm not criticizing. You think that my criticism is that he doesn't like Sabra hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beef? Hold on, what are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper.
Isn't that who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not from the BDS.
Are you sure? We'll double check.
We lost Sentry.
Okay, we'll double check that. It's not about Sabra hummus, and like, let's not be obtuse.
The BDS one is actually pretty funny too, because like you've been, you
Got him?
consistently
I
talk
don't know.
about-
Crap, okay, I don't think I'm gonna turn blue.
Talk about how like I drink Diet Coke or whatever. When that fan came up to me and said stop drinking Diet Coke, it was not.
Yeah, I need someone to join red and someone to leave. Can I have someone please take blue?
And
Please take
ever
blue.
since it has been on the official BDS list.
You're lying.
I have not drank Diet Coke or purchased any Diet Coke.
Please push this. Please push this. Please. Please. This is so stupid. Please push it. Please.
What was on the list? Yes, it was put on the list, and I stopped purchasing Coke, and I stopped drinking Diet Coke.
You said you told her. You remember when you told her? You remember when you told her? You said, "I'll just put it in a cup."
Yeah, no, I was joking with her because I thought that it was a ridiculous request at the time because it wasn't on the Palestinian National Committee's official boycott, divestment, and sanctions list, Ethan.
Okay. It's not about Sabra hummus, just so you know. Like, let's not be silly.
What is it about?
It's about
Yeah, I'm dead.
Sabra means a Jew born in
I'm dead.
Israel. It's an Israeli company. It's everybody knows it's like considered like Israeli.
I am
hummus.
dead. No big
It's on the
surprise.
BDS list. Everybody knows the connotations of Sabra.
Do you guys think that
Let's join the blue team.
was racially motivated?
Let me join the blue team.
Do you think it was racially motivated?
Is anti-Semitism perpetuated by your friends and swept?
I want to join the blue team.
Okay, let's move on.
Want me to join the blue team?
Ethan?
Go ahead. Next question.
It's so disingenuous.
And I don't know
I know.
why.
How can I
That's
make
ball
value
count.
judgments on my friends I've been defending for
Dr.
2
Pepper
years?
is on the list.
Also,
Who can say?
there is a tier list in front of me,
Oh well.
and it seems like
Dr.
a
Pepper is
bunch of
indeed on the
people,
list.
Both
Ben
Jewish
Shapiro and me are in the
non-Jewish
F
are
tier.
on the Loves Sabra tier list.
But you're looking at the end. I'm looking at the thumbnail, bro. I'm talking about the thumbnail.
I know,
right?
but first of all, again, I'm making inferences about
Yo, what's that? Is that
editorial decisions
just
that
a
other people
strange?
just simply
No, it's not strange. That's a usual medic gun.
But you know, it's a.
Are you not embarrassed by this?
The boys out of this.
On a separate note,
What?
I find it just so weird and bizarre that this was your thumbnail for so long. Also,
I just want to join
bought
another
you a
team,
Rolex hat, which is, like,
please.
probably the symbol of capitalist
Please.
Yeah. I got a free Rolex hat
Oh,
from
oh.
a friend of mine. I still wear it every
excess.
now
Yeah, and you're
then.
so.
Oh wow, who knew?
So anyway, Ben Shapiro was accidentally in the F
What
tier.
does this have to do with anything? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I know, it's confusing. It's very confusing for you. It's like a car girl.
On the tier list, it is like all about anti-Semitism.
Not gonna get me. You're gonna get me.
Do you think that this is at least a bad coincidence?
What the hell was that guy?
If white people do this about white and black, they'd all be...
Where's Tony from that guy?
Everybody knows it.
We got 204 kills.
Man, it's crazy. Anti-Semitism
Having a really
everywhere.
hard time.
These are just cosmic mistakes.
I'm telling you. You want my perspective?
Mark's had a Rolex hat?
I think genuinely, I think genuinely, at a time when there is unprecedented levels
Yes, I know. We can't talk about anything else. That's very convenient for you.
at a time when there is unprecedented levels of out-and-out anti-Semitism, with incredibly prominent, oftentimes right-wing conservative
Medic,
figures
please.
actively talking about Jews, okay? In
Can I
deeply
please
anti-Semitic
please
fashion.
join blue team? Please.
On people that you can't even actually catch, quote unquote, dead to rights because they're not anti-Semitic.
Well, they're not wearing a shirt that says "I hate Jews," but they're walking around swastikas and doing hairless with
I don't
Jews on
wanna
the
use
bottom.
the
I mean, that's the
prosties.
most you could pretty much fucking get without them just saying "I hate Jewish people."
It seemed to me like,
And I think you're acting really silly and obtuse right now. The guy who's all about microaggressions and understanding perspective and neurology stuff, telling a Jewish man that he's hallucinating anti-Semitism and won't even concede that this looks bad. Okay, fantastic.
It looks awful. That's like the fan.
I'm not saying anti-Semitism is not
It
a
does.
prominent picture of American politics. I actually do think that anti-Semitism has extreme popularity, very American politics especially.
Yeah. Anyways.
That's not my point at all. I'm saying you individually right now look that these people were anti-Semitic.
You lost.
Trying to find anything you can hold on to it. So I don't know why.
Also, the value judgment thing, like you can't make a decision. It sounds stupid as hell.
Fuck it. Freaky fair.
Let me
I
ask
sound stupid as hell.
you, when you go, I can't draw, I'm not them. I mean, it's...
I mean, I don't know why you're asking me what their
this
genuine decision making.
Why would I want my best friend Ida to be anti-Semitic? Why would I want my best friend Ida to be anti-Semitic? Why would I want that?
Get freaky.
Enjoy my friends and people around me being
Can I be
anti-Semitic.
Don't get freaky, boys.
Do you want me to tell you why?
I would love...
We're getting freaky.
It's gonna be good. Go.
Getting right. You give her figure for this.
You want everyone that has criticized you to be anti-Semitic so that it makes you feel better about your position. It's not your own personal position.
Freak.
That you have
Getting freaky, boys.
people that come across like you're using
Where's first
anti-Semitism
sniper?
as a shield to deflect criticisms against Israel.
This is...
And then if they are actually out and about
Why is this not
anti-Semites,
working?
that'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable, like you won the argument in your mind, and that your community would also finally go, oh yeah, you're right, you're a permanent victim.
Oh yeah, it's just working for me.
But because there's an unimaginable amount of anti-Semitism everywhere online,
8
it comes
minutes.
across as shocking that you laser in on what you perceive are dog whistles when they're very clearly not even dog whistles at all. And I'll give you
Because they were direct attacks from
something that you did that I found very funny.
Yeah, everything has like no medics.
You tweeted, or you don't tweet, sorry. You Instagram posted about my Theo Vaughn podcast appearance.
Sure did.
My Theo Vaughn podcast
I
appearance, where
forgot
you're
cracker
like,
there.
I can't believe Theo Vaughn didn't actually
Sandwich.
ask him about his like dangerous anti-Semitism.
I just gave me a sandwich. I've eaten your life.
In the conversation.
Like life.
I think you talked about Rick Scott. Now, we did actually talk. Theo Vaughn and I did actually talk about Rick Scott. But hold on. Let me finish. But what I found very strange about that was the fact that Theo Vaughn, and I didn't even notice at the time, the day prior to me, had actually interviewed Candace Owens. I think you and I both agree that Candace Owens isn't a percentage,
I
right?
think that he was hitting. He was on that 1-2 punch.
Okay. Wow.
Guess what I can do?
Hit him with that anti-Semitism, boy. I think he was on a vibe.
Not die here.
Former podcast co-host
That's what I can do. I can die somewhere else.
that I am anti-Semitic one, and if I am, if you think I am, do you think I'm as
Oh my god, I'm doing damage here.
Candace Owens?
I'm doing some damage.
Yes, I think we're anti-Semitic at this time. For saying that. Are you like anti?
Oh!
Let me finish. You asked me two questions.
And let's
No. You asked.
I'm doing the thing.
Hold the phone. You asked me two questions. Together.
Gotta heal you.
Answer both. You said, do you think I'm anti-Semitic? After talking to you so far today, I can say unreservedly yes. Do I think that you are more anti-Semitic than Candace Owens? No. But I think your form of anti-Semitism
Okay,
is way
200
more destructive and
200 health. Good.
Candace Owens is outright. Hold on there, Son. This is an important question.
You think I'm anti-Semitic now? Because who did
I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer.
Okay.
Your form of anti-Semitism is way more insidious because it's silent. It's tricky.
There goes your
She's out
medic,
there
buddy.
just saying what she believes, and I respect
There goes you.
Nick Fletcher is out there. Nobody knows what what's his stance on Israel. Candace Owens' stance on Israel. But you're tricky. What you do is deny the heritage of Middle Eastern Jews, stuff like that. You accuse them of being always the oppressor.
Not dead yet.
Always. Everything. And by the way, you spent the first half. You spent the first part of this debate calling me insane for what I think most people would perceive as
Found a spy.
blatantly obvious
Okay.
anti-Semitic.
I don't think most people would look at what you're doing right now.
Well, let's not worry about that. Let's bring up the mental sanity. Well, we'll have to pull
Get him, Walker. Get him, spy. Get him.
Okay.
Get them.
All right. Well, look.
Okay, that's nice. I can run though. Okay, he's.
So you said I'm anti-Semitic, right? Yesterday you said, or 2 days ago, in the aftermath of the
Or body blocking. What you can do? What you can do? What you can do? Why? The game's over.
What has changed in that process? Is it this conversation?
Yes.
Okay. All right, got it. All right.
Here's the clip, by the way. You accused me of
Sandwich.
You accused me of not
Sandwich.
mentioning that Theo Vaughn did not ask you about Rick Scott. Let's go back and watch the clip. You literally look like the intro Beatles for Parade. The small head guy.
Ethan, I use my words very carefully. I said in the Instagram story because I don't watch your streams
All right.
that much. I don't.
We need
I don't. I only
In the waiting room. Do you see the resemblance?
What?
We need to cool it down here. We need to.
this.
We need to get on that point, boys.
Yeah, you are a comedian.
I sure am, buddy. I see you laughing. All right, anyway. So you accused me of misrepresenting what happened. Let's play the clip.
Ethan looks like an asshole by bringing that up.
Mike Johnson goes on stage.
I got sniped.
Goes on Caitlin Collins on CNN and says, "Oh, there's a lot of fraud."
You guys are doing a very good job sniping here.
There's not fraud happening in Medicare and Medicaid on the point of the recipient.
Right.
It's happening on the point of the provider.
Right.
And that's why I got banned recently on Twitch yesterday. Because
Sorry about that one day.
Yeah,
You just got back.
yeah, Libs of TikTok was like posting about how I said something.
What is this?
And they
Gotta stop that push. Gotta build,
He didn't. You brought it up.
Gotta move, gear up.
To basically preempt.
Ethan, I said on the Instagram story that you posted about me, can you switch it back?
Don't switch it back then. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm switching it back.
All right, thank
Gotta do a quick heal here.
I know, man.
This looks ridiculous on my
Sure does,
I'm
buddy.
sorry. Okay. So yeah, this was
And it's not just
because
on the
pull
video.
up the post as well, but the post I was referring to was make sure Theo knows how you feel about hosting a terrorist adjacent content creator. And I believe there was another post about it.
God.
Is it a
Damn.
terrorist adjacent?
Again,
I said it was. I said he was irresponsible to
dude,
platform.
I got camped by In-N-Out Burger.
Questions.
yeah. So the
Okay.
question I have for you once again is like
Sandwich.
he had Candace Owens on. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel like that's a little bit
Oh,
more
Warren, can I put healing done
damaging in
on a
terms
sandwich and just start
of,
throwing it at people? That'd be
in
awesome.
terms of spreading potentially anti-Semitic narratives?
There's a little
Or
file over
do you
here.
think that anti-Semitism is when you feel bad personally, and that could be any number of different things that I've done in any given moment?
Yes, I think you were just as bad as her in your own special way, and that's why. And you guys were hitting that same flavor.
Candace Owens
Yes.
on anti-Semitism
Yes.
in my own special way.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Very good. So let me ask you a question. Hassan, can I ask you a
Can
question?
you now officially
Oh, we have 2 minutes.
not talk about like Krogan or anyone else and tell me why I'm
Oh, that was so
anti-Semitic?
funny. He's this guy's the pyro
I wasn't.
that was sitting right here camping.
But also for a year, well, I am because you haven't answered the question.
I have literally answered it probably 2 times. The reason that I'm saying you're anti-Semitic is because how you responded to my question at the beginning of this interview.
Ethan, for an entire year, you called me a virulent anti-Semite.
No, never did. You did not.
Fuck the medic, fuck the medic.
Back in check on it. I had said that you spread anti-Semitism and stuff, but I never called you an anti-Semitic. I went back and checked your line.
Spreading
Yeah, I
anti-Semitism.
mean, it's a difference.
Give you a sandwich.
Okay, got it.
Sandwich boy, you bring a sandwich.
It is about Habibi, not Sabr. You're continuing the framing. Yeah, we're not contributing to anything. I don't want to be part of it.
Oh, let's never stop you.
Is he reading chat?
My turn.
Is he reading
Do you
chat?
think it's appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
Oh.
No, I
Here,
don't.
for example,
Oh.
is someone using
But
it
if
to
you're
anti-Semitic.
Ethan Klein and ADL
here's another
in
clip.
unison.
Hassan, let me finish. You're
1 John chapter 4 verse 16.
It's a valid thing to not only speculate, but also I stand on that for sure.
Hassan, I'm getting there. You're getting ahead of yourself, buddy. Here's an example of it being used in an anti-Semitic way. I'm sure you'll agree. Timeline for that doesn't make a lot
Behind
of
doctor.
sense. This is your fan who ran up on me on Rodeo.
Who the fuck is this guy? My fan?
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember this.
you remember.
Wait, is this the...
This is the guy that wants to get you
No, this is the guy that you claimed was my fan, right? You called
Because he wanted to
There's a
help
clip of being like,
on the timeline.
yo,
He's
I
not a
love
fan.
this dude.
Come on.
Anyway, who cares if he's your fan
Okay,
or
I
not?
push him back. Watch, put it back. You think push back.
Hold on.
Push it up.
No,
You brought this
it
dude
doesn't
up.
matter. I'm showing him as an example of you.
You brought him up. Wait, what do you mean you don't care?
If I brought him up, Hassan, if I brought him up, let me finish my
He's
point.
not a fan of mine.
Save
why
it.
did you make it seem like that person was a fan of mine then?
Let me get
Eat
to
sandwich.
That, okay, you asked me. It's my turn to ask the question. Just
Get him off that point.
So give you the space to answer.
Roll up to me.
Let me finish.
Cloud Farm? Well, is that why?
Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Very clearly disturbed by his presence.
Hassan, I think you know where I'm going, and I think you're scared.
Yeah.
Yep, let me
Defend the point.
Let me.
Sorry, Scout. Your bonk pull didn't last that long.
He loves you. That you're his favorite person in the world. What do
Okay,
you mean?
so we're getting a new Stardust.
All right, Hassan, here you go, buddy.
I don't have anything that goes with the Stardust. I gotta go back.
Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so
I
sweaty, bro.
love you.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro.
I love you.
You're like you're my hero, bro.
You're the goat.
You're the coolest guy in the world, bro.
In 300K.
Wow, how crazy.
Damn.
I'm fucking. Is this another? Is this another hysterical delusion?
Yes, it is. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why. Because
Wow, dude, I love you.
47.7% crit chance.
Deal
I'll
of
take
our time in
that.
the encampment. If you watch the unedited full live stream, we made a good deal of the entirety of the encampment running away from him because he kept trying to ask me
Still broken.
fucking questions.
Okay, but that's got nothing to do with he's a fan.
Dumbass.
Listen,
for his own dumbass
please.
podcast.
Oh, Crispy's on. Oh, we're gonna miss Crispy.
You absolutely are.
When I'm telling
We're gonna miss some Crispy.
Very good.
Those old Xbox Live profiles always get me.
Do I need to play the clip? I'll play it again.
You can play the move again.
Oh my God.
Bro, I had subtitles.
Can I give you a hug?
Where's Crispy go? Oh, there he is.
My hero, bro. I love you.
You're
You're
the coolest guy in the world.
the coolest guy in the world.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one.
I think I look gay in that one.
Ethan.
Yes, sir.
Ethan.
Man, why am I change broken for?
Okay.
You
Why?
think he was a fan of mine? Why'd you call him a Sneeko fan when you interviewed him?
Because he's both. I mean, well, surely there's crossover.
There's a crossover.
Do I need to play the video again?
Okay,
I'll
well,
do it again. Fuck it.
My
Yeah.
producer and my camera op, Mark.
I died.
Mark.
I lost.
I'm so sweaty. This is amazing.
You're my hero, bro.
Oh my God.
I think I look gay.
Listen, he might not be a fan, but you can't accuse me of being delusional for saying that.
You are delusional.
Okay, very good. I'm delusional. Let me get to my point. So I'm not even asking you to endorse
These
this.
count.
I'm just simply showing you.
I don't endorse
I
him,
know you
and
don't.
He's not a fan of mine. So why did you claim that he was a fan of mine? Because he
I'll
fucking
play it again.
clout-chased.
I mean, I feel like we're running
No.
in circles. I'll play it. Let's go.
Palestinian encampment? That's why? That's all it takes for you?
No, it was when he said, "You're the GOAT. You're my hero. I love you."
He didn't know who I was. He was just saying that so we could fucking ask for an interview for his podcast, for his QA podcast.
Pick on the heavy.
So let me move on. Do you want to talk about this for 2 hours, or do you want to actually have a conversation?
Wait, well, hold on. You can't just say you don't care all of a sudden when you look like a fucking asshole for 12 Now he's getting mad. Okay, here we go.
Pick on the soldier. Pick on the heavy. Okay, run from heavy.
Yes.
Don't you think that's a big point of contention? Don't you feel like it's a big point of contention?
I can see. I want to show you an example of.
Do you see my side of this though?
I think
Because like
no.
a
You're being
random
dishonest.
Sneeko fan comes up to me and wants to talk to you, and you wants to talk to you, and you turn around and you say that he's a fan of
I got someone.
to make a false point that I'm to imply.
Oh shit! Alright, no, I heard a laugh.
That's not what I implied. That's a total lie. I have never seen
That's
anything of the sort.
awful.
That's an outright horrific.
He's a fan of mine.
Yes, I did.
Actually harasses you.
Yes. Well, just now, that's a good logical leap to start from. He's a fan of yours. Dude, you're sending people to harass me. That's fucking insane. And by the way, I mean, you know that, right?
Did he not harass you?
Ooh, Hale's on Australian sniper
Talking
rifle.
about, did you
Nice.
did you send him to harass me?
Nice.
You are a liar. You
That
know
is
that,
nice.
right? You imply in your video.
Dude, Hale owns sniper rifle.
Leading the audience to believe. Here, we have a
we
clip
haven't
from
even
it.
Heck, spawn count.
You know this, right?
You
Y'all
guys
know
are
this.
playing clips over
By
there.
the way, this was a while ago. He turned on you when he saw that you support trans rights. I know. He spoke ill of you.
Even before
Medic. Medic.
you care enough about it that
Medic.
you brought him up here
I need a medic. Thank you.
have to act like I was saying everywhere.
I'm gonna die anyways.
I know where this is going.
You know what? I'm gonna try.
I have no idea where this
My.
is going. This has been a journey.
Well, how about you let me fucking speak, and then we can figure out, we can take the journey
Let's
together.
go. Let's go on a journey.
So this clip
Take
is
us on
just
an
an
adventure.
example, not that you're endorsing him, not that he's a fan.
Can you play? Dan, I sent you a clip.
I passed it along. It's out of my hands.
Okay, takes that much.
This character onto the screen where he's like, who did you kill?
There we go. Pistol, stuff, something, some.
You're out playing with swap to the sword.
Something.
It does seem like Hassan is right about this.
Never a fucking fan. And then when you saw the full extent of my viewpoint,
Brakes don't stop, boys. Brakes don't stop. Don't stop this train. This train is not stopping, boys. Don't stop in this train. Someone's fly blocking us.
You're not there.
This
And you
is
were
right.
never there, Hassan. Okay, let's
Someone was
continue,
fly
please.
blocking. Who was it? Who was the down spy?
This is an example of someone who I think is anti-Semitic. You probably agree with me on that, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. He's not a fan of
I
yours.
think,
He's-
no, I think that guy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, from what I've seen, from what I've seen,
Don't worry, I am medic.
From that dude, I think he's like a right-wing dating coach or something.
Yeah, he is dating my
There, I heal.
like he's,
I am
so
medic.
here he is using the ADL. He accuses me of being in the ADL. And
I don't know, but I heard you survived it, and I heard you survived the Holocaust.
that timeline of that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I heard you in the ADL, bro.
Hey, the ADL? No.
Thanks for the bullets. It's running low.
I use that as
All right. Bad water. No, we're going
You
freaky.
said, and I'll quote a tweet that you made.
Here we go.
You said, I'll quote, he worked with the ADL
Let's get
to make
freaky.
Zionists a
Bum,
protected
bum, bum,
class on
bum,
Twitch.
bum, 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 bum.
Now that is an outright lie.
I don't think it's an outright lie.
I worked with the ADL. Sorry. I worked with the ADL. What does that mean?
Yeah, as in like work alongside. I don't think you're in the
Oh,
ADL.
that's what you meant when you said I worked with the ADL. I worked beside them, just incidentally together. You didn't mean that I
I eat
worked
sandwich.
with them privately to get people banned. Of course not.
No,
Well,
I
we'll
do
have to
think
get
that.
to
You
top
said
the
you
sandwich.
choose your words very
You
carefully.
work alongside the ADL.
You just told
He's
me
eat it
that
anyways, okay.
briefly ago. You choose your words very carefully, Hassan.
It's pretty obvious that Hassan is implying that he worked with the ADL.
Okay, we're walking that back. Sometimes I speak out the side of my mouth when I say you work with the ADL. Here you are again repeating the lie with Steiny on video. Go ahead. You had time to
Oh my God.
Yes.
Knows
Girlfriends.
I'm not anti-Semitic, and making these inferences that I am, and like partnering with like the ADL and
partnering with the ADL. You want to unpack that one there, buddy?
Yeah.
I run.
Again, working with, partnering with.
I run away.
I have never spoken to the ADL, so what does that mean?
I'm not saying.
There's no stitches up here. Oh my god, we're gonna get our ass stomped by like 3 goobers.
How do you defend this? How do you defend this? Just say like, yeah, I made it up. You can't. This is oh my
That
God.
should not hit me.
Worked for the ADL. Now, what's interesting to me.
Yo, I found a buff banner. Let's go. We're gonna buff it up. Buff it up. Let's buff it. Buff it. Buff banner.
Were a part of the mass smear campaign
It's not working with the ADL. Did you say that I got nothing to do with the ADL. Blame Frogan for doing a racist fucking panel at TwitchCon that became a viral story. Independent of
It was like pressure is not anti-long term. It is public pressure.
And I am immediately owned by a
Don't want
Tom Slav.
people coming after them.
Here's Frogan repeating the same lie that she heard from you.
Oh wait, hold on. Is this being recorded?
Everything in your
Is.
report pushes people to bully and harass you, including what
Yeah, hold on.
such as the ADL. She gave me banned mouths because I made a
So
good
she said I weaponized
All right,
the
all right,
ADL.
you know what?
You said
Hold
I
on,
partnered
hold on.
with the ADL. You said I worked with the ADL. But you didn't
Hold on,
mean
hold
that
on,
I
okay.
spoke to that.
Eidolon.
You just meant that we were magically skipping along and happened to just, without even seeing each other, just working together in perfect harmony and love. And by the way, I'm pretty sure you're implying that I worked directly with them on this.
Who would think that based off of Hassan's language that Ethan worked directly with the
You said
ADL?
that you do believe that.
Here we
I
go.
just wanna let you know that is a default.
No, I don't think you
That is
directly
a-
work with them. I think your goals are aligned on this.
Everyone.
Yes. And
But then
you're
everyone.
for Mr.
It's
Precise
obvious.
words, say that. Don't
It's
say you're
fucking
partnered with
obvious.
the ADL. Do you understand? You said partnered with the ADL. Me, a Jewish man, you accused without any evidence at all of being partnered with the ADL.
Okay, can I
You're
move
now
that?
trying to rewrite history and
Yeah,
say
I'm
I
gonna
said you
minimize
were
this.
working
Streamers
besides
banned. You
them.
took
You
ownership
are a
over it. What are
liar.
you talking about?
You are a virulent fucking liar.
Ethan, did you
Not
or
why-
did you not take ownership over the band?
I think, yeah, I might have.
Hassan implies it for sure. It's unequivocal.
Does that mean that I'm working with the ADL? Hey Hassan, can I ask you a question? Are you working with the Neo-Nazi Party of America? Because they're also anti-Zionist. No, seriously, are you working with the Neo-Nazi Group of America who's also anti-Zionist?
Oh,
No.
Do you work with them? Are you
That's pretty funny.
affiliated with them? Are you partnered
yeah,
with
too.
Neo-Nazis?
Anti-Semitic incident
Or
at the
do you guys
neo-Nazi-
happen to have the same
I have a question
completely
for you.
here we go.
The fuck?
Here's a parallel for you. Have I taken credit for a neo-Nazi anti-Semitic incident that took place? Because if the
Fuck.
answer is yes, if neo-Nazis
Swastika sword,
Hold on.
baby.
actually engage
Yeah, I'll
in
back
an
with it here.
action, neo-Nazis actually not like your fucking hallucinations, something that we all agree. Like neo-Nazis did an
Yeah.
anti-Semitic
What the hell
incident,
did
and
I
I
do?
took credit for it and I said, this is awesome. I'm glad that it happened. I made numerous videos.
Ah.
What about the interview with the terrorist?
That's what happened.
I was on the
You would be
tier list,
valid
bro.
in saying that.
It was
What about the
literally
interview with the
targeting me. I was
terrorist?
on the tier list. Why
Especially
wouldn't I respond?
considering, Ethan.
I don't have to be a
Ethan,
member
No.
of ADL to respond to someone harassing me. Are you
Listen
fucking
to my words,
dumb?
please.
I sorry,
Listen
I
to
just
my
have to
words.
watch
I'm
this.
trying, but
Okay?
it's just fucking
Listen
lies
to my
and
words.
filth and like empty air.
From your perspective, my association as a 10-year fighter of anti-Semitism, my association from your perspective with anti-Semitism
This
is
guy's
like
cooked.
something that is so laughable that I don't even know how to describe. Like you're like, oh, it's a swastika sword, but then you admit that it's not a swastika sword. That's how loose
It
this
looks
association
like
is.
a-
But
okay.
on the other hand, I can't say that you have worked alongside
That's
the
not what you
ADL
said.
in getting
It's not what he said.
You are lying. You are rewriting. You are not taking accountability. You said I partnered with the ADL.
He did.
You think,
Accountability for your
There's no
hallucinations.
question.
you think that
He
the
didn't-
normal, reasonable
he didn't
person
say-
watching that will infer that we were just
No, yes, I am.
coincidentally
You
working
did
the same, or
say
that I was working
that he didn't
directly
work
with them.
alongside. He said he worked
What
with.
do you think
What
a
do you
reasonable
think the
person
average
would
person
infer
would
when you
conclude
take
from
credit
saying
for the
I'm
band?
partnered with the ADL?
What do you think a normal, reasonable person would infer when they hear you?
You are literally gaslighting me.
make
It's
numerous
so
videos
obvious what you
demanding the bans of Twitch streamers, and then after
everybody
they are
agreed.
banned,
That's why they
you
were happy.
say, I'm glad that they got banned. I take credit for it.
Yeah,
What
W.
would a normal, reasonable
Huge
person
W.
I was on
infer
the
from
tier
that?
list.
Get him off.
I was responding to them. It wasn't like a fucking like. It wasn't like I went out of my way to get them banned. I responded to them. I was on the tier list. There's been
Well,
now
yeah,
3
if you-
instances. I
if you-
think,
if
of,
you talk
in my
about-
opinion,
if you talk
very
about someone,
credible, accusations
It's saying
of
they're
anti-Semitism.
on the bottom of the tier list and then make a video about that. That's fair. You talk about them.
Also,
They can reply
We are
about
not
that.
in agreement. These are not credible allegations of anti-Semitism. These are hysterical hallucinations of a person who desperately wants all of his critics to be anti-Semites so he can
I'm
feel
so
comfortable
glad
in
this
the
is on record.
in the unique
Yes.
position that he has created for himself.
I'm so glad.
The
this is on
sword,
record.
I think, is pretty weak, but the other
you
ones
think
make
that-
sense.
I'm glad you. Yes.
So you think that you think a reasonable person would hear you say he's partnered with the ADL
Yeah.
and not think that I was working directly with them?
I think a reasonable person will hear your own words and think that you probably worked directly
It's a
inside
yes
of
or
the
no
ADL.
question.
No,
ADL?
yes,
And
yes,
it's an
agreed.
obvious
No,
ADL?
not. Well,
It's an
actually,
obvious fucking yes.
Did I
For
ever
the
mention the
band.
ADL, Hassan? Answer the
Oh,
question.
you did?
It doesn't matter.
Thank
You
you.
took credit for the band that the ADL pressured.
Do I ever mention the ADL in my entire fucking career?
no.
Actually, I mentioned them once, but I didn't even know what they were. Frankly, if you have the thing, it was even. Did I ever?
Yeah, it's a clip where you are saying,
Okay.
I did that shit. I'll fucking take credit for it. You know who did that shit? The ADL did. You are taking credit for
Chrysler
something
probably
that the
did
ADL
that shit.
did.
The sponsors
I'm not even
behind them
making
did
that
it.
inference.
Huh.
Well,
You're
they
saying,
attacked me.
wh-
Sorry,
which one do you think-
I'm watching this.
What
This
do you
is
think
interesting to
the
me.
average
you
person
sound
would
so
take in this
silly, bro.
situation when you are saying that you did that shit, and it's the ADL's pressure that caused these people to be banned for such
I
a
was being
ridiculous,
silly. I don't care.
stupid, not anti-Semitic thing at all.
They should have 100%
I was
been
being
banned.
silly.
It was
They attacked me. I just want. Do I know who?
Oh yeah, that whole tier stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
I
bad.
agree.
Okay. Well, all right, I guess we can move on.
You can't just do like, oh, people from certain race are below.
You got a Jewish content creator alongside multiple Arab content creators banned off the platform for 30 days.
There's a
because
reason
you
they
cried
call him
about it, and then
token,
the
my
ADL
friend.
actually reacted.
You spend time
because
being
they
a
saw it as
token, you're
great
gonna get
opportunity.
spent.
But it was just silly. You know, fuck
You
them.
want to cash in on your Jewish friends anymore, or can we move on?
That was good.
Am I what?
Would you like to cash in on your Jewish friends more, or can we move on?
I can't believe this is so good.
I can't
Oh
believe
my
Hassan
fucking
agreed to
God.
this.
Do you know any Jewish people that aren't anti-Zionist?
Yes.
Because this is someone who's actually gonna call him out on like most of the shit he says.
I don't want to.
Like this is gonna ruin him.
Yeah, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're
No, I'm
surrounded.
not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
are.
lying.
You're absolutely lying.
Dog, I live in West Hollywood. You think I'm not around Zionist Jews? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
you pass Jews on the street. Yes. Are you friends?
No, I'm friends. Yes.
I don't.
Oh,
They treated me
I'm from the
with much
Jews.
more
I pass them on the
dignity
street all the time.
As a matter of fact.
Yeah, because they're not on the receiving end of me saying fucking harassing
I have a more normal
campaign. Why would they?
conversation with
Why
them
wouldn't they?
than you, seemingly.
All right, so you think that
They would most likely
just to
laugh at
recap,
all of this.
just to recap, here, so we can move on. I mean, did the random Zionist Jews that are treated you so
Dead.
kindly, did they have CPS show up to their house or skulls sent to their house?
Dead.
I didn't do that.
Ethan.
I didn't say
No, but someone who you
I don't know why you're
endorsed
bringing
did.
that up.
I know you don't, but
That
you're
has
acting
nothing
up.
to do with me.
Part
I'm
of
not
your
in
shtick,
support of
Hassan, is
that.
acting obtuse when you're
Okay,
talking.
okay. All right. You dominated the.
All right. Just for a heads up, though, you did not directly send death threats to Ian by putting mailing two skulls to him, which also happens to be the amount of children he has, but someone else did. Then you back and then you supported them. Therefore, you did technically endorse them. If I had a friend who sent someone with 2 kids, 2 small human skulls that are actually real, I'm like, okay, you know, let's step back here. You fucked up. That's bad. There is no, oh, it was a joke or oh, it was inappropriate. If you send someone with kids, 2 human skulls, which they have 2 kids, that's sort of like indicating a death threat. And yes, I would also be like, hey, you fucked up. 7 subs. Oh. But yes, you did not personally send him to his human skulls. But you also did not like say, dude, this is fucked up. You actually like, well, you know, it wasn't that bad, and you know, it was just 2 real human skulls. Let's just ignore that point, right? Let's just ignore the fact that it was just 2 actual real human skulls, which I have no clue how the hell you get in the first place. But yeah, it's nothing. It's subs. How'd you lose a sub? Am I so toxic
conversation
that
so far.
I
I think we
lose
should
a
get
sub
back
by
to some stuff
proxy?
I agree. Let's just summarize.
No. Look, can we
Not
just get back
sorry.
to
Liar.
I just want to put a cap on this. Just a cap.
I have like what 100 now. Hey man, actually I'm at 100. Dude, I got 100 goobers to like me.
Just to put a cap
Fuck
on this,
yeah.
you said I'm quote partnered with the ADL.
That's what he
you
said.
now claim was just a. You didn't mean that I was working with them. You mean that we had the same goal. Okay, very good. We'll see how that plays. Go ahead. What's your question?
Wait, no, actually I'm car. Actually I'm car.
Hassan does this all the time. Where he'll like massively hyperbole exaggerate
You're
things.
currently doing the thing that I'm criticizing you on, where you are looking at a situation that you recognize is a genocide, and your only considerations and your only concern
Not my own concern. I care about
around
multiple things, my friend.
revolve. Yes, you can, but these are really stupid things to care about.
I mean, that's easy for you to say. You're
I
the one being
wouldn't.
accused of it. Let's just ask
He's
the
fine.
accused how serious their crime is. Fucking brilliant. O.J. Simpson, do you think that this is a serious court
Do you
case?
think that
No.
There he is. Let's let him free.
the Abrahamic shit here is akin to O.J. Simpson killing someone?
No, obviously.
No.
You're being obtuse
Then why
again.
are you
No,
bringing
you're
up stupid
no,
fucking
you are
Because
99
you're
subs.
accused.
Oh,
are
wait, that's
saying
fine.
that the accused, right,
99's fine.
can dictate how serious the accusations are.
Okay. All right, Ethan.
I'm
You
partnered
have
with the
in the
ADL.
past-
Remember what you
have
said.
in the past talked
Yeah, he's
about
partnered
your
with the terrorist
bona
group, yeah.
fides. You have
What do you mean
talked about how
bona
you
fides?
gave my fundraiser. What?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by bona fide?
You know,
Like that you
the
claim that
first
you were
rule, like if you actually hired a lawyer, the first thing they say is just shut the fuck up.
Tried to also say this to Simpson
That is
as
the first thing they
You
tell
brought
everybody.
forward the fact
Just
that
shut
you
up.
have given $6,500
The worst thing you can do
to your
is speak. Worst thing you can do is talk.
that you did.
And this is what Ethan's doing. Ethan's just like, just talk. Don't tell me your story. Come on, man. Let's hear what you've got to say. And then he's just talking more and more, and he's sticking to the whole.
The Creators for Palestine charity that generated $1.3 million, including the fundraiser that you initially had given $6,500 to.
Not dead yet.
Reason for why you were such a staunch ally. Why did you turn around and say that pro-Palestinian fundraisers are actually completely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things? And
Delaney spies out here.
do you think that pro-Palestinian charities are simply there to make yourself feel like you're pro-Palestine? Do you feel like $6,500
Actually, hold on.
was
Well,
enough for you
I'll
to
answer.
Hold on. I will say one thing right now. I'll say one thing. I believe on this whole issue. What the fuck is this? What's this? Steam? Go ship of Steam. I believe one thing, and that is there are fine monsters on both sides. Yes, Israel has done some shit. Yes, Palestine has done some shit. They're both equally bad people doing equally bad shit. And in the middle are a bunch of innocent people on both sides who just don't want this to happen. Yes, there are some people in Israel who agree with this. But there's also a lot of people in Israel who don't agree with this, who just don't really care. Yes, there's a lot of people in Palestine who are very angry. But also there's a lot of people in Palestine who just want this to stop. That's it. The one thing I hate the most is when people make people as tokens to get what they want. Yeah, I don't think. Basically, Hassan is just always over exaggerate things constantly, and then all of a sudden when you like say excuse me, and he goes oh actually what I actually meant was, which is just
of the year actively deplatforming pro-Palestinian creators?
I'll answer your question.
I
claimed when talking about. Now, by the way, this is something I criticize you for, which
Being
is
pro-Palestine doesn't absolve you from bad behavior in other regards.
being
No.
obtuse,
That's ridiculous.
mischaracterizing
No, it doesn't.
arguments, and basically just being a prolific liar. So here's what the conversation
this
was
is
about,
ridiculous.
right?
How do you even say
I was
that?
talking about how when you're talking about activism, raising money isn't the most important thing because it can only do so much. There's other ways to do effective activism, like protesting, et cetera, working with Palestinian organizations. So I'm just saying, my point was not that. Hold the phone, let me finish.
Semite, and I've done all of those things.
My point was that not that raising money is bad or dumb or pointless, like you erroneously claim I said. My point was that it's not the most effective thing in the world, and there's other things. It's probably like the least effective form of advocacy you can do. That was my opinion.
I don't think that's the case, and I don't think that the Palestinians that
What's not the
received
case?
those.
What I said or what I claim?
Yeah,
No,
what's the
your
case?
claim is wrong.
Okay, that's
in,
fine.
In terms
You
of the
disagree.
fundraisers not being important.
That's fine.
So
That's a good opinion.
we've established that you claim to be pro-Palestine, and yet you've spent all of the genocide coverage criticizing
Attacking people that
who
harass
are
me.
fundraising,
This is such a bad argument.
creating, working with
Just
Palestinian
because you're
organizations.
I never said it's
pro-Palestine
not.
doesn't mean you're immune criticism for something else.
No.
Gaza.
Hassan being an advocate for Palestine.
This is not binary. This is not ones and zeros. Both can be the thing.
Criticisms are ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's
Both
fine.
can
Up to
exist.
other
It's not
people to
ones and
decide.
zeros. If I'm right, you're wrong. Both can exist. Both can happen.
Hallucinated an
By the way,
alternative
gaslighting,
reality.
anti-Semitic trope, this is what dog whistles are. You whistle to other people, and it's subtle enough that you have plausible deniability, so that when you get accused of being anti-Semitic, you can call the accuser crazy, which is exactly what you're doing. You're a fucking anti-Semite, and you've been caught out 3 different times calling me crazy for very viable, very credible examples of anti-Semitism that you should at least be able to admit are at least not insane. Maybe a misunderstanding, but not insane. But no, according
The
to you,
sword was
they're all
crazy, the other
hallucinations.
ones
So go
weren't.
ahead and tell me why you're not dog whistling.
Yes, because people having an issue with your statements and with your coverage on as a prominent content creator with a relatively progressive audience.
Okay.
Your coverage has entirely focused
you're
on
wrong.
your own personal feelings
Wrong.
and a lot of misplaced paranoia from
Misplaced. He had CPS in the skull
You get a little soundbite every time you call me paranoid or hallucinating.
Yeah, that is true. You did have CPS where you don't go to your house.
I don't know anymore. And I don't think it's because
I know. I definitely don't like you.
Jesus.
Let me stand on business and say I think you're a terrible person and a liar, and I don't like you at all.
I know. I
know.
still wish you well. I wish you well, and I wish
I love
Everybody
this.
well. Everybody be well.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
I wish you well. I wish me well.
You want any more? Call me crazy or
Typical
hallucinating
Hassan. You know, I said bad things. I got caught. You know what? I got caught. But I wish you good. I wish you well. I'm
What is
sorry.
your evidence that I work with or talk to or have any association with at all with Destiny?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What? The guy that I talk about fucking obsessively 100 times a day? That is like basically like the Antichrist, the world
Yeah.
community?
Destiny, the
he
boogeyman.
accused me of working with him.
Bingo!
Yeah, there's a card. There's a card. There's a card.
Oh,
Destiny card.
Thank you for asking. Not only is there video footage of you corresponding with someone in your Discord that literally aligns perfectly with Destiny's own Discord, offering clips for you to pull.
That sounds like a stretch.
You've also used,
Okay.
used clips that are unlisted called Hamasabi
Yeah.
when making
gives
arguments
a fuck?
about my
Yeah.
anti-Semitism
Who gives a fuck?
from
I poured a
unlisted
clip.
link that came from a Destiny fan account.
So that's your
But
proof that I
also,
work with
none of
Destiny.
that is relevant.
Okay.
What's
Because he
relevant
pulled
is
it from-
your constant coordination with Destiny's podcast co-host Dan Saltman, who you featured on your context stream. So yeah,
Did I feature
I
him
don't
in
think
my
it's that
content?
ridiculous of a fucking assertion to make, especially when
I don't remember what it
considering the fact that you have been corresponding with Dan Saltman, and you did, and he is Destiny's podcast co-host, and the
Okay.
what does he call himself? The general of the Hezbollah, I think that's what they call themselves. The Taliban and the Hezbollah. They're mass
How the
harassment
fuck would I know?
operations they engage in. So yeah, I think that is not a ridiculous fucking claim to make at all.
yeah,
It's absolutely
Hassan
insane,
did watch
and it's
the
a really
video.
convenient way of discrediting me when I've never spoken to,
No, I think
worked
you're doing
with,
enough
talked about
to discredit
Destiny in
yourself
my
all on your own. I don't need to
life.
bring
It's a
that up.
really nice way of you. You know what? I think you're hallucinating, buddy.
All right. I say
think you are
Asgul. Doesn't mean I
Oh,
immediately
you gotta-
agree
you
with
pulled a
everything
meme
Asgul says.
from
No.
From his subreddit once. And there was a guy in your Discord that's also in his Discord. I think you're hallucinating.
Oh.
You sound fucking unhinged, dude. Are you crashing out, Hassan?
Ethan, I didn't.
Hassan, are you crashing out? Do you have friends who are aware of the condition and can help you get the help you need?
Oh my god.
Okay, Ethan.
You're delusional.
You featured Destiny's podcast.
I said he
Oh
discovered
my
the IP
God.
ban. Is that not true? I said Dan Saltman discovered the IP ban. That's all I said. I didn't endorse. I didn't. All I said is he discovered the IP ban. Is
Yeah.
that
Talking
true?
about the Israel IP
Is that
ban.
materially true?
I don't think
It is.
It is.
I think someone in Destiny.
Israel-
But it's fine.
Twitch
So-
did
so how is
completely
that
ban
endorsed?
the entire country from Israel.
Is he working with Destiny?
Are you
Ethan?
claiming that
Is this
you
what
don't
you
have
do
direct
whenever you're trying to
correspondence with
avoid
Dan Saltman?
Ethan? Hassan, are you hallucinating?
Ethan,
Hassan?
do you not correspond with Destiny podcast co-host Dan Saltman?
I talked to Dan Saltman, but also I don't think that that's Destiny, is it?
Yeah, no, that's just his podcast co-host and is perfectly in line with him and he's community the brigade.
I talked to Dan regularly.
Tries to blackmail
So
people.
that's a getting mowed down by.
Because that's not Destiny, is it?
Unearthing sex crimes that he did.
Yeah.
You
Do
are
you feel like
really
that's a good person to align with?
I'm not
You now
endorsing
openly
him.
admit.
I'm not endorsing him at all. I just said I've spoken to him.
No, yeah, you're not endorsing him. You're just getting
Have
information
you ever
from him.
spoken to somebody you don't endorse? I mean, what kind of silly bullshit are we doing here?
Certainly.
Well, there you go.
People I don't endorse. I'm speaking to one right
Talk to
now.
Dan Saltman. You're fucking outed as a Destiny's best friend.
Ethan, you're the one who admitted that just now.
I said I've spoken with Dan Saltman, not that I'm a Destiny collaborator, which is what you claim, which is an outright pathetic, provably wrong
Gospel.
lie. And this is part of your disinformation campaign to delegitimize my point without ever having to address stuff. And isn't that convenient? You never have to address anything I say because you can just say, Ethan's friends with Destiny. Ethan's hallucinating.
Ethan, I don't
Hassan.
think I need to. I didn't bring up Destiny. You did.
Ethan,
You
Hassan,
lied about
Hassan,
me for 2 years
Ethan.
working with them.
2 years.
That's right. Hassan.
Hassan,
Listen.
Ethan,
Hassan.
this is kind of embarrassing
Year and a half.
to admit.
Hassan.
But I defended you both to my community and in general because I thought that you were a lot more open-minded until
What have we
pretty much
disagreed on?
The December
What have we
of
disagreed on?
2024.
I'm sorry.
What?
What am I not open-minded about? What have we disagreed on, Hassan, other than me criticizing you and your friends? What have I said against the Palestinian people? Go ahead. What do we disagree
are
on?
disagreeing on is what you choose to focus on.
that seem
and
significant?
What
What
you
you
think
choose
is
to
the major
focus
point
on.
of contention here.
What he chooses to
that's
focus
first
on.
of all, I'm. What I choose to focus on is certainly something you can critique.
A little frivolous.
But does
Hassan
that-
is
does that
using the Palestinian
justify,
conflict
like,
as a
lying about me
shield
continually for a year and a half
to
just because
attack people
you don't like where I'm
personally.
focused? That seems immaterial.
Lying about what?
About me being a Destiny fan, about
And for other
hallucinating,
people attacking him
sweeping for your
personally.
anti-Semitic friends,
Attacking Ethan personally.
lying about the context, saying that my video's out of context without watching it. Hassan,
No.
Well, he just watched it. That's how we knew about
Take
the
your
Dan
time.
Saltman thing.
Do you feel like your video wasn't out of context?
Absolutely
wasn't it
not.
a compilation of a 2-hour sequence of out of context clips?
you want to do this?
Yeah.
What's out of context?
Okay.
Name one thing. Go ahead, read the chat. Someone will send you on Discord.
No. I have it.
No.
readily available.
It's,
Well,
I
I'll
can
wait.
tell you what exactly what it is.
Oh boy.
One of the major points that you made that I've seen through other people's coverage of it
Oh
so
my
far is
Just
that
say you
I
watched it.
deny rapes happening on October 7th. Okay? That I deny rapes happening on October 7th. There's a clip of you when you first encounter that statement where you are actually understanding of my position until your wife stops you and says, that's inappropriate. You
Okay.
literally say, oh, he's saying the likelihood of rapes happening does not justify genocide, which you agree. A genocide is happening. Ever since
Uncontested.
then, though, months later, you still chose
Her
to
name is
use that
Hila, by
clip
the way,
as
Hassan.
get
I
this.
don't know why
out
you
of
refer to her as
context.
my wife. I find that a little chauvinistic, frankly. You know who she is. You know her well. You've begged for Teddy Fresh from her many times. So, like, yeah, you know who she is. You've written her emails asking for clothing. Her name is Hila.
I mean,
So
yeah,
why did
that's
you say that? Why,
Okay.
Who goes, oh, your wife? Like, she's not. She has no, she's just like, oh.
I wasn't.
Because you don't want to say who it is.
Why isn't
Keep them
that-
in my
why
understand.
isn't that you
Because, Hassan,
initially
that was
understood the
one
full context until Gila stopped you
Very
and
good.
said, no, no, no.
I'll answer. Would you like me to answer? That's one example of many. Seeing your response in the totality of all the responses shows that you do deny the rapes that happened on October 7th. In
In
fact,
the totality of all my
in fact,
responses.
you had promised me, and I knew you would never lie to me, that you would watch the context cute with me. So why don't we pull up that bit there, and we can see how out of context it is.
No.
Do it.
Great. Someone pulling that, Dan?
Oh my god.
No
How
way.
you doing? I'm waiting for the link. You good?
Am I? Oh yeah, I'm great. I don't think this is going the way you perceived it to be going. But
No. It is.
Reading your chat. You think that's the
I'll
most
be honest
accurate
with you.
way
I was gonna be.
It is.
I
It's
was
going
thinking about
exactly
being a
the
lot
way
more
he thinks
stern
it's going.
initially, But this has turned into the last conversation that we had, where I am trying to gently nudge you in the direction of sanity. and
Ethan, I
you're
want you
still-
to really understand. You're crazy. You're crashing out. You're hallucinating, my friend. Come sit over here. You know what I mean? Ignore the swastika. Ignore the accusations of working with the ADL with no credibility. Ignore the tier list with fucking Ben Shapiro and Ethan. Come sit here. You're hallucinating. Oh, thank you so much for. You know what? Thank you, Hassan. That's so kind of you. How fucking genuine of you to take off the baby gloves. Fucking liar.
I mean,
You are a prolific liar, though. Where's your link?
Oh god. This is amazing.
Just control F or
the reason, for the record, the reason why I don't like to bring Sheila into the conversation is because I'm addressing my concerns with you, and I don't think that it's appropriate for me to,
wow.
you know, extend
well, you
the
just.
lens of
I mean,
criticism
that's a
to
little
other
silly
people.
considering you're like, well, actually, it was Hila who influenced your opinion, the evil IDF lady. Here's anyway.
Okay.
What's
While
up,
we're
Fred
waiting for the
Engineer?
clip-
No, I got it. Denied
The hell?
Okay.
violent rapes that took place.
Now, Launcher,
That
are you
was
actually
way beyond the
If you
pale.
are on the team?
But I'm hearing you. There is one instance in captivity.
Uh-oh, cherry
Yup.
act.
That we
Yum.
have.
I'm not
Maybe.
gonna let you cherry act to me, buddy. You grab that Dr. Pepper. I'll wait.
No, I said I'm listening to you. Don't worry. I was just grabbing another soda. Go ahead.
Beyond the pale.
There is one instance in captivity.
Wow, you missed that.
There is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7th, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who are simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped.
I can't see myself, by the way,
As I
just showing my
said,
respect.
It's so funny.
Have the right to defend
No, I'm not
themselves.
Bro, what rapes did Hamas do? What are you talking
What
about?
rapes did
The
Hamas
Stop
do?
Anti-Semitism
Yeah, what?
account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week has also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again because they're
I have
fucking
no clue why he
mentally ill.
agreed to this
Hamas
at all.
has committed
That's something you go through a lot. Have you noticed that? Call
What?
people mentally
Why would
ill.
you agree to this? You do realize
Probably
Ethan has probably got like
Closer for leftist
everything you ever said
horrific
lined up.
acts
I'm
of
not
sexual
exactly
violence and
I'm not exactly doing a lot of stuff that's kosher for leftist values in
Okay,
general, but I don't really.
so you have no problem weaponizing mental health. I
yeah,
don't.
when someone is hallucinating, I think it's appropriate to say that.
By your
yeah.
authority, I will decide who's hallucinating. Hassan. Watch this.
horrific acts of
Ethan,
sexual
can you?
violence
Ethan.
and took
Hassan, I am so sorry. You promised that we would watch this. I pulled it up. Now sit silently.
This
and
is-
listen.
Okay, but I got the point. You're saying it like you're showing clips
sexual
of me.
violence.
You're showing
Oh,
clips of
well,
me
see, I
saying that-
agreed, but then I realized I didn't realize how bad it was, like how bad it made me look. So I would like you to turn it off, please. Ethan, please. Come on, Ian, we're friends. We did that podcast together, right? You're friends. Come on, man. For all time's sake.
can't.
Let's just
contend with,
turn it on.
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to Pixar didn't happen. There you go, Hassan. What do you got?
Pixar didn't happen.
That's
Great commentary, by the way. Okay.
I mean,
so,
it's pretty apt.
okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You did actually, I'm surprised, you did actually show my findings on the UN committee report that came out.
The one that you
was
misrepresent continually?
I
That you
did not
fucking
misrepresent
continually
the UN
lie about the
preliminary
conclusion?
report. Wait, what did I misrepresent about the
Go
UN
ahead, you tell me.
preliminary report?
Tell me what it says.
The UN preliminary report was not an investigative report. Like, for example, the investigative report that came out about Israel's systematized sexual assaults that was 49 pages long.
What a horrible thing out there.
Yeah.
Unironically.
Absolutely.
Just unacceptable.
The level of evidence in a preliminary report is only enough to actually create an actual investigation. The problem is Israel has denied an actual investigation to take place. Israel has told the United Nations that they are not allowed to do an actual investigation and to simply listen to what they have to say. Now, not
Really?
only Israel...
There are literally women who have said I was
Do you
raped.
feel like the Israeli government lies?
Do you?
A lot?
I mean, all governments lie. I'm not going to defend Israel. Though.
I agree.
You said,
I agree.
You said,
But
you
Israel-
said there's
Israel
women that
certainly
come out and
lies a
said
lot,
I
right?
was raped.
What?
That is true.
On the record, on video, saying I was raped.
Like you're saying, wait, you're saying there are multiple women that are on the record saying I was raped.
Correct.
Yeah. As far as I understand,
Well, you should
one
look-
instance
Well, of
in
course,
captivity
as far as
is
you
not
understand, 'cause you don't give a
systematized
fuck
mass
about
rape
the real
directed by
reality of
Hamas.
it.
There's
What?
Well, of course, that's
think
as
there's
far as
only
you can
been
conclude,
one?
because you don't give a fuck about the truth. You just
Wait.
want to do propaganda, remember?
Ethan.
Hassan.
Hassan!
Okay.
Hassan!
Behaving in such a childish manner when we are actually talking about finally some serious stuff. Okay?
Glad you agree.
You know. Okay.
Okay. In terms of the UN preliminary report and the findings.
So the women were lying?
Okay. There is a clear-cut lack of evidence for any forensic examination to take place due to the incompetence of the Israeli government and specifically the organization Zakah that spent most of its time in the immediate aftermath of October 7 taking bodies out of body bags and putting them into Zakah branded body bags. This was reported by Haaretz as well. They polluted the evidence pool. Okay? That's number one. Number two, numerous people that came out and offered eyewitness testimony have since then been discredited, also according to Haaretz reporting.
Which article?
Your source.
What's the horror? That accuses victims of sexual assault of lying about it. Go ahead and link me that one. And by the way, while you look for that,
No, not victims of sexual assault, Ethan. I'm using my words very carefully.
Right.
No, you're not.
Of course, I remember you do that.
Assault. Not victims of sexual assault. Eyewitness testimony initially provided that led people to believe that there were
Show me
sexual
that.
assaults that were taking place.
Yeah, source.
Were then
Source, buddy.
discredited.
Source.
Show me the source. By the way, Hassan, while you look for that, I'm assuming that you're quoting the UN Representative Secretary General on Sexual Violence and Conflicts report, right? This is the one everyone refers to. Now, are you aware how these kind of papers work? They do a very precise conclusion at the end that summarizes the main thesis and points driven home in the article. That's what the conclusion is. Let me read it for you. Overall, based on the totality of information gathered from multiple and independent sources at different locations, there are reasonable grounds to believe that conflict-related sexual violence occurred at several locations across the Gaza periphery, including in the form of rape, gang rape, during the October 7th, 2023 attack. Credible, circumstantial information which may be indicative of some forms of sexual violence, including genital mutilation, sexualized torture, cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, was also gathered.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I'm gonna watch.
Are they hallucinating?
No. So you just don't know what words mean. So credible circumstantial evidence.
Still don't
Do you
know what
that
words
means?
mean.
It means that there's, yeah, of course.
Credible circumstantial evidence is not a substitute for forensic evidence. Credible
That's why I said
circumstantial
Pixar didn't
evidence
happen,
is
bro.
not
You need
enough
rape
to
kits.
prosecute.
Hassan needs
Credible
rape kits.
circumstantial evidence is not enough.
Pixar didn't happen, right?
What?
Really?
Rape, which is
Really?
precisely the reason why the Israeli prosecutors themselves have said that
Oh
in
my
addition to the singular
God.
victim coming out, and also with all
No,
of the forensic
just
evidence
stop.
that has been
Just
tarnished
stop.
already.
Bro,
Show me
I
evidence
agree.
for anything you're saying. It's not. Show me evidence for anything you're claiming that isn't some unhinged freak on Twitter.
How do you
Believe
defend
all
that?
women.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
Believing all
where's the
women,
evidence?
unless they're
Evidence, come on.
Israeli. Right after October 7th Hamas attack in Israel, Zaka, the disaster victim identification volunteers, were among the first civilians responding on the scene. Zaka is an Israeli rescue and recovery organization primarily
Jesus
staffed by
Christ.
ultra-Orthodox Jewish volunteers, known for their work in collecting human remains for proper burial according to Jewish law. I think what happened is, a lot of what happened is that obviously you don't rape
I'll
someone
send
and
you
then keep
the
them
PBS
alive, right?
article
So most of them were
on-
murdered, and a lot of the forensic
I'm
evidence.
sending Dan the PBS article about how two debunked accounts of sexual violence on October 7th fueled the global dispute over Israel-Hamas war. This is from May 22nd, 2022. This is about the witness testimony that was discredited. Okay.
Okay.
So even if one account was discredited, there's many.
No, it's not one account. It's two accounts. But the rest
There's
of the
way more than two accounts. What am I? What? Hey, Hassan, you know what you're doing? You're like, this girl lied about being raped, therefore all these women need to be questioned. That's actually what you're doing. You're saying
Ethan,
Pixar didn't happen. I don't believe women if they're
Can
Israeli.
you point me to actual to victims that came
Yes,
out?
yes.
Because
Yes.
as far as I understand, Israeli police have asked victims and witnesses to testify about Hamas and sexual violence
I'll send
in
you.
the aftermath of October 7th. And it seems like their investigations were inconclusive because by the admission of
I
the
thought they
Israeli
just
Show me evidence of anything you're
they
saying.
openly said that there were no victims that came out.
Yeah, let me guess.
We
You read it
we had a
on
rush,
Paul.
but we lost. We lost. We lost.
You don't wait. Do you
No,
think that Congress is not a credible
No, it
institution
is, but
of
you just
journalism at this point?
no, but you guys lean on that. You just lie about what it says
What
to
do you mean,
sound
you guys?
credible.
Who is you guys?
You and all of your fucking dumbass cohorts to do the same typical like rhetorical tools to just say whatever the fuck you want without ever having to back it up or knowing what you're talking about in the least bit. So show me the evidence. Retz boy.
I sent
Swastika boy.
narrative.
Yes.
And also,
There's one person here who was just showing, who's like
Israeli
showing the
prosecutor
paper. The one person who
has
wasn't.
acknowledged that 15 months after the events of October 7, 2023, Israel has still not identified any victims in which a case can be brought against an alleged perpetrator of a sexual attack.
They're all dead.
The admission is in line with a complete lack of any credible evidence regarding incidents of sexual violence,
all
which is
dead.
particularly notable with these claims. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this foundation is, but there is news reporting on this. I don't know why
They're
someone
all
sent me this
dead.
link of this.
Do you think what is your point? What you said doesn't change anything. You're talking about. Do you think
Ethan,
that
where are
they
the
raped people and then didn't kill them?
You said that there are victims. Can you
There-
give me
yes.
the names of the
Yes,
victims?
yes, yes.
I will. First of all, I am not in the business of denying rape. If there are,
Yeah, you
if there
you are
are
right now, right here.
If there are victims
Right now.
that have come forward in this
I will
process,
play it for you.
as I've said,
You're
there
singing
was
it
an
right here,
instance of
right now.
sexual assault that took place in captivity, and it was not the systematized rape that was directed by Hamas, as the New York Times' erroneous reporting that did not meet its own standard, its own editorial standard, as a matter of fact, written by a person who literally was taken off the editorial board, taken off the actual paper for some of her insane tweets about Gaza. None of these, like, there's a lot of
We lost
stories
this.
surrounding this, but I'm not in the business of fucking denying rape. So if you have
Well, only if there's
credible evidence, please present it.
He's
and
been
I will
trying.
admit that I'm wrong. Give me the name.
Yeah. There's a video. Hold on.
Bro,
The
you've
video
been trying
from
for the last
Screams
half
About
an hour.
Violence, Is that what you're
No,
gonna?
no.
Is that what you're gonna present?
No, it's not from that. There's one recently of a woman testifying. I think it was either in the UN or in Congress, sitting on a bench, talking to a mic, and she's speaking in English. Yeah, we'll get there. But like, yeah, I mean, what's your problem with Sheryl Sandberg's documentary?
Sheryl Sandberg has also been accused of sexual harassment herself, but outside of that,
What the fuck does that
you
have to do
told
with
me
what's
that there
written in her documentary?
Her documentary is basically the
what's happening here?
unsubstantiated claims that some of which were directly
found to be incorrect. But not only is it unsubstantiated claims, it's just a recycling of the same screams without violence.
Yeah, or link.
Screams without
Source.
screams without words.
Source.
Article that the New York Times wrote that
Source.
didn't even meet its own editorial standard. Okay, we're having this conversation. You seemingly act like you care about sexual violence taking place against Israelis. Meanwhile, one of the hostages that actually was returned in the early stages did get raped by an Israeli fitness instructor.
You know,
I have not seen you talk about that. I have not seen you talk about
Why would
the
I talk
Israeli
about
pro-rape
a crime that
riots
an
took place.
Israeli did unrelated to the conflict?
Israel
Do you
had
find it
a
interesting?
January
There's something
6th
that I-
style. Israel had a January 6th style
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
slow rape riot where a bunch of rabid right-wing
Do you think I'm defending this? Why you? I'm not defending
to the
this.
prosecutor's office and forcibly with guns took out 6 concentration camp prison guards from the Sideh Taman facility that had actually
Here,
raped
listen up.
numerous Palestinians on camera.
Are you done grandstanding? Here's a
including
victim.
one that they raped to
Are you
death.
done? Here's a victim you asked for. Here we go. He's from. I think there was an even more recent one than this, but.
He's totally ignored everything he said.
Yep. Who cares?
Unable to move and had to ask for permission to use the bathroom. In that house, I was sexually assaulted by the Hamas terrorist who had guarded me. He forced me
Yeah,
to go to the
there's the evidence
shower
there.
and entered the room, pointed his gun at me. He was breathing heavily and had a monstrous beast-like face. He meticulously planned his assault, scheming and waiting for the moment to have his way. He kept asking me private sexual
Where's the
questions
pictures?
while sitting next to me
Yeah.
in his underwear,
I don't know if we
lifting
believe
my shirt, touching me and constantly asking me when my period would be.
Sorry, just to butt in here. Is she? Are she lying yet or no? Is she lying or hallucinating?
Ethan, have
Let
I
me-
ever said that rapes did not take place?
Well, you
at
see-
least according
Just-
to one
yes!
credible personal testimony.
Half
in
an hour
captivity,
ago.
Not on October 7, but in captivity.
Kind of, yeah.
You literally did half an hour ago. You
doing
said
it right
no rapes happened. They were not credible. And here's one that is credible.
Couldn't do anything to
Wait,
prevent it.
pause it for a second.
No. Listen to what she has to say, Hassan.
When the assault was
Hassan, don't silence her. Let her fucking talk.
wasn't even allowed.
No, because you're acting like this never happened, that it's exaggerated, that everybody's lying, that Israelis are just inherently evil monsters that are responsible for everything bad that's ever happened. Listen to her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Listen.
To be sad.
Listen to her words.
I had no one
You
to comfort me.
presented
and was
your
forced to
evidence.
act
Now it's
nice
time for him to
to
present
the
his
person
evidence.
who had
Listen to
He's
this
got another
victim.
one
Show her
after
some
this.
respect, Hassan.
horrifying way.
Oh, there's gonna be another one.
That I don't think about
Yeah, it's
what that
gross.
terrible man did to
It
me.
is. You're
We were held in such
Show
a
respect, bro.
brother. That
No
is
person,
fucking
no person
gross.
should ever be subject
Damn,
to
pull
such
the fucking plug on this. Holy shit.
Now,
Oh,
really
wait
have
a
no problem
minute.
speaking over
Is there
a
something?
victim
Is there
under
something
jail.
bad that proves you wrong? Dude, that's horrible. Turn it off, man. Oh, ew. Turn off the evidence, man. Look at all that evidence. Oh, can we get a A6 in the evidence, please?
Man who was stripped naked and raped by Hamas on October 7th, as revealed for the first time how he was
That was mad. He didn't even say it the other way.
Victim only identified as initial D. The first man to speak about the sexual assault he and others experienced when Hamas elite the Nakba unit massacred, kidnapped, and raped innocent people enjoying the Supernova music festival. They pin you down to the ground. You try to resist. They take off your clothes, laugh at you, humiliate you, spit on you. Said the victim who's hold on.
Yeah. Okay, listen to me. Listen to my
They
words.
touch
very
my private
carefully,
parts, they
because
rape
you're not going through this in a dignified way, and I think it's very gross. What you're doing here is simply weaponizing a victim
you are so
as
pathetic.
a fucking prop. A victim that I also acknowledge.
No, you didn't. You literally said half an hour ago that there was no
reveals
rapes.
that sexual
You
assault
said
and rape
this.
was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Who? What do you know?
Please, go right ahead.
You're doing the matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of whom were
Dozens
in
of
hiding
testimonies.
and heard.
Oh yeah.
That's a lie.
Are you denying that?
In the beginning, I'm going to use my words very carefully here.
more
In the
stories
beginning,
coming
you
out.
said
There's
on
a
October
UN
7th,
report.
there were numerous victims of sexual violence. that you said, not me, you said that there were numerous victims of sexual violence
Yes.
that actually came forward. So I asked
There
you
is.
for names of the numerous victims of sexual violence
Showing you
on
people.
October 7th. Because
wait, hold on,
I
hold on,
never
hold on.
said that
You're
there
saying
was no
only- wait,
sexual
what?
assault that took place.
Wait, you're
As a
saying they
matter of
have to
fact,
have been on
looked at that report. I looked at that same UN report.
Oh, so he's
and said
lowering
that
the
there
standard. It
was
has to be on a certain day.
credible First-hand account, first-hand testimony on sexual assault.
I
that
wish
took
you
place
had the
in
energy
captivity.
you
That
have
was not on October
for
7th.
the Israelis raping people. As I wish you had the same energy for the fucking Palestinian terrorists raping people. I wish you had the same
Because I
energy.
can't invent rapes. You have not given me any names.
We just showed you one right now.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's with my people and names? I don't understand. If there are...
All right, you know what? Let's just move on. Yeah, let's
What do you mean? You can't just
I
make
gave
it.
you
This is a major point of contention. You have falsely named me as a rape denier when you yourself, the one evidence...
You deny mass rapes happen, and you're doing it right now.
Yes, yes.
I just showed you two.
That we know of up until this
Just showed
point,
you two.
you and I both agree on.
I showed you
know
two.
that I agree with that. You know that I've talked about it. You know
No, you
that I've
deny mass
acknowledged
rapes
it.
happen,
And yet...
not that rapes happen.
What?
You deny
Oh, sorry.
that mass rapes
You deny
happen, not that rapes
mass.
happen. Listen to my words.
The single ones.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay, good. Well, there you go.
Because there is no evidence. And
I just
for the
showed you
record,
two.
the clips that you use, ironically
Actually, I
enough,
showed
the
you
reason why I
three.
say it's out of context is because at that point, I personally took a position where I said very carefully and very deliberately that mass rapes that are directed by Hamas did not happen. There was no evidence for this whatsoever.
4 survivors told authorities they were sexually assaulted on October 7th. Report. First-hand account of such crimes have been rare, as most
And
victims
not
were
only-
killed.
How does this happen?
Report follows earlier testimony from a man who said he was raped by terrorists at the Nova Festival. 4 people have told authorities that they were sexually assaulted by terrorists on October 7th. Channel 12 reports. On Thursday, adding to a growing body of evidence of the systemic sexual assault committed by Hamas. Unlike most of the previous
Why is
evidence
anybody
of
running
sexual
any defense
assault on
for
October
Hamas?
7th, which was largely based on eyewitness
Why is this
testimony,
even
the
happening?
Channel 12 report
Yeah, I
is
agree.
notable
They're a
because it's based on
terrorist group.
first-hand accounts of victims. Yawn all you want.
What is going on?
First-hand testimony of such crimes has been rare because the victims have been killed. Killed. Dipshit.
Okay, Ethan,
They
do you
fucking
think
kill
when
them.
someone-
According to the
do
report,
you
4
think-
individuals approached the
Do you think
welfare
when
minister
someone
with
is
their...
murdered that there is
Sorry.
no way to actually examine?
Sorry, talk about
Do you
being
think that when-
gross.
do
Listen
you
to
think
these
that when
victims.
someone is murdered, there's no way to do forensics evidence to
Oh,
actually
you know the
conclude,
fucking answer to that.
actually conclude
Because
that
you
person
know
was
that
sexually
Jews,
assaulted.
you know that the religious organization that is first responders that you cited has a policy of burying the bodies to avoid disgracing them. That's
Even, you
what
just
happened.
said dozens of victims came out in that
I'm
article.
reading
and I
you.
don't know
What
where
are
that
you
article
doing,
is
bro?
from.
I'm
You
showing
said
you the
dozens of
evidence that
victims
you're
came out
wrong
in that
right now.
article.
According to the report, 4 individuals approached the welfare ministry with their account of what happened to them during the Hamas onslaught, which saw blah, 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 12,
Blah, 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 blah.
200 people killed and 250 kidnapped. The report followed a separate Channel 12 story on Wednesday that provided first-hand testimony from a man who said he was raped by terrorists at the Supernova, where hundreds of people were killed. Are these all lying? There are 5 people here.
That's a lot of people to be lying.
The ministry
Yeah, that's lucky for living line.
and one man who said he was raped. Are these all liars?
I don't know. I don't think they are. I have
Okay,
no
so then what
reason
the
to
fuck
believe
is
they
your
are. But
point?
from everything that I have seen, from everything that I've read on this, and I have read extensively on this,
He has read,
as
apparently.
far
He has read,
as
there are books
forensic
and pages.
examination has been concluded, there is no evidence, no hard evidence of sexual assault. And I will give you a
just
You
clip
just-
from a Haaretz
just showed
article
you
that was
three
posted
people.
by
Uh-oh,
Lisa
here comes the
Razan.
Haaretz
3 people
How does
who were
anybody
confirmed
think this
release
isn't happening?
say what
I
happened.
Why
read
are
you
you
first-hand
discounting?
testimony
I'm
of
using-
4 people. What are you doing? You're saying that you're not believing the victims.
Ethan,
You're asking
it's not
for
that I'm
Pixar
not-
didn't happen.
It's not that I'm not believing
Where
the
did you
victims.
say, where's their
You
bodies?
are not believing.
Pixar didn't
You
happen.
have mentioned.
Oh my God.
You're saying
that you
Pixar didn't
mentioned,
happen.
okay?
Right?
Since the article that you mentioned came out, there have been further prosecutions on this. Why have they not led to any real prosecution?
They're dead.
No,
fucking
that's not-
dead, you moron.
Yeah, they were bombed.
First-hand testimony.
There's a war going on, right? The criminals were.
All the fucking Hamas operatives in Israel.
I killed them?
What?
No.
Are you okay?
Killed them.
I said they. Why the fuck would I say you killed them? That's insanely stupid. Are you okay?
Yes, Hassan personally went into the Gaza Strip and started shooting people up, Hitman 3 style.
Under stress with this dude. But that's okay.
Yeah, I might be. My mistake. I have you on much lower volume because my volume is very
Okay,
low.
fair enough.
That's
Fair
part
enough.
of the
It's a
reason why-
misunderstanding.
That's part of the reason
Yeah.
why I do ask over and over again what you're saying.
That's fine. I understand. I want people to hear what we're saying, so that's totally fair.
If you're saying,
are you
if
done
you're
or you want to
saying
keep going?
gaslighting, you just clip it and send it to me. Yeah, it's that simple. Okay. And if you probably
You're
just said it by
talking to
mistake,
Chad
even if you did, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, we done with this one?
Okay. No, we're not. We're not done with this at all.
Go ahead.
Because
I mean, I
you're-
just read 4
because the question I have for you, the question I have
Oh,
for you
God.
is very simple. Okay.
Oh, if I said you, I misspoke.
There is
That's my bad. By the way, I may have actually said you.
Fine. It's
I
fine.
apologize.
I don't care.
See, at least Ethan, like we have 2 arguments here. Where at least Ethan is actually like saying, yeah, you know, that's
No
productive.
rape allegations filed in the October 7th attacks. Not one. Okay? And this is from Wyman, speaking to Moran Gas, who his wife posted about earlier. Moran Gas is the Southern District Prosecutor's Office in Israel.
Who's Tom stuff? That's pretty nice.
She was a member of the Team 7110, responsible for cases involving captured Palestinians in connection with October 7th attacks on investigations related to sexual violence. She said, in the end, we don't have a what was presented in the media compared to what will eventually come together will be entirely different. Either because the victims were murdered, okay, this is what they're saying, or because women who were raped aren't willing to expose them.
So they kill them so they can't talk about it?
Here another
Okay.
explanation is dropped like this.
I believe that.
We approached women's rights organizations and asked for cooperation. They told us that no one had approached them. There were parents who reached
They
out
were
to
dead.
organizations asking what to do if something happened to their daughter, but they didn't reveal the abuse. So, the question I have for you is this. Okay? The question I have for you is this. What am I supposed to do in this situation when there are no victims that have come forward?
4 victims just gave first-hand testimony. I read it to you.
Died, but there's no forensic examination.
Pixar didn't
There has
happen.
been no justice.
Yeah,
What do you
out
think
for
the
that.
odds are that people are getting mass raped by
On
Hamas?
October 7th,
What do you think the
Now for
probability
it.
is?
Get Rebel and Engineers in 2 minutes.
completely ruined.
Cause most damage.
Okay.
Shoot.
The government completely
Dude, I'm
ruined
just
any
fucking
sort of
heavy.
forensic examination that could have taken place. There is no way
Or
to
firsthand-
actually,
are you
there is no
actually,
way to
like-
actually bring justice to these victims.
'Cause
Your
they're
assessment
dead.
on this is so off base.
Son, are you
because
listening?
You think
4 first-hand
everyone ever?
victims.
Yeah.
I just read it to you.
Exactly.
okay, but
Let's, you know what? You're right. You know what? You're right. Let's err on the side of these
there are
victims
victims
lying.
then, why are
Let's
there-
err
why
on the
have
side.
they
No,
not-
you're totally right. This is the
throw it down.
progressive way. Let's err on the side of these people lying instead of believing them. Let's
Yeah.
do that. And
No,
yeah, they're all
I'm
lying.
not saying that they're lying. I'm
Oh,
telling you
oh.
my confusion on this comes from the fact that
It's not confusing.
While-
It's obvious.
while
Most of this
previous
shit happened,
reporting-
were killed,
while
and it's a
previous
religious,
reporting came
it's a
out-
religious
Yeah,
part of this
previous
first
reporting
response
out.
unit that they bury
God,
the bodies
that's really
immediately
like-
to avoid humiliating them.
This shit
all
happens
slaying of
even
people.
during wars between 2 nations?
Yes.
Yeah, it happens
If you
constantly.
don't know that, then you are like woefully misinformed, which is just
What are you talking about? What do you mean? Oh, it doesn't matter. There has to be a forensic examination.
Pixar didn't happen. They bury the bodies.
No, not Pixar didn't happen. You don't think that they don't think that they deserve justice? What's wrong with you? Do you think these victims deserve justice?
this
Why
is
did
so
Israel
stupid.
refuse an outside investigative committee?
How do you explain these 4 accusers?
Under normal
Why is he dying
circumstances,
Yeah.
How do you explain
I
these
don't
4
know.
accusers?
Or a third party.
I don't agree
A third
either.
party
Why?
come in
For
and
a-
conduct
Just
an
say, okay, you
investigation.
know what? I mean,
How do you explain the 4
misinformed.
accusers?
I
Dude,
don't know.
okay,
I don't
very good.
care about
Well, let's
either of these
explain
people,
them why.
but I enjoy a really good crash out.
More relevant because it's new. It's newer. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know.
I guess we're at an impasse here. I mean, listen. We're at an impasse. Can we move on?
Something that I don't know about when the prosecutor, do you think the Israeli Southern District prosecutor actually did not examine the testimony given by these victims?
If you don't know what happened in the 4 accusers, why are you speaking so confidently?
Because I'm
Because you're a liar.
Who was
You're a
medic?
propagandist and you fucking hate
that.
Israelis. Can we move on, please? This is obviously at an impasse.
No.
Way down the list here.
Oh my God, I'm just trying to consider the audience.
This is
Everybody
so
wants
much
something
better
else.
than I had ever hoped it could have been.
This is good. It's good content.
This is
good content. I love this.
Recognize the
This is awesome.
testimony of a sexual
Okay.
assault
Two people who I don't really care much about
captivity.
are probably just
That was
crashing
false.
out.
Do you
It was
admit
false.
that?
Yep, she lied. It was false.
Yeah, bro.
No. It's a falsehood that you claim that I don't recognize that. Do you admit that?
Yes, 100%. Okay. Can we move on?
Wait, so you admitting that you falsely smeared
Did it.
me as
Did it.
someone who is
I pushed the cart.
denying a verifiable evidence,
take a look
verifiable claim of rape from a first-hand account, and it's not from October 7th.
Okay, yes, I'm smearing you. Can we move on, please?
Okay.
Okay, very good.
All right.
Can you explain
Yeah,
this tweet to me?
sometimes
This is your
sometimes
tweet,
to
and I'd
end
like you
to end a
summarize it
conversation,
for
all
me.
you gotta do
Here
is
it
just flat out say,
go ahead, you can
you're
read
right.
it for me and explain the picture.
I can't. I don't know where it is.
Oh, so you can't see it?
Oh.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, very good. I guess what's the is just a little delay for him, Dan? Or-
No, I can see it. Bro, let me said my lived experience in Israel proper. Great.
What's the picture?
This is
What?
zone of interest. You're familiar, yes?
Explain for the audience what this picture entails.
This is Zone of Interest, which is a Oscar award-winning movie depicting the banality of evil during a literal Holocaust taking place. The monotony of the day-to-day existence, the beautiful garden.
And your implication
that,
is what?
Rudolf Huss and his family put together.
And your
In the backdrop, you can see
is
there
what?
is a concentration. There's a concentration camp, Auschwitz.
Your implication
and, there's a
to me
train that
is
is
what?
most likely inferred to be sending.
This is
Jews
the
into
clip you're
concentration
responding
camp.
to. Hold on. Like it's completely based on my. Oh, I actually don't know where it is, but I said we know what it was. I just said Israel proper, right? I said my lived experience in Israel proper.
Yeah, can you
explain
play the clip? Play the clip.
It's 2 minutes, and I don't know where this happened. If somebody can find out.
No, play the clip. Play the full thing. We have time. I'm not going nowhere.
Let me see.
That's
yeah,
true.
I mean, I want to watch
Yep,
it too.
let's go. Let's
Come on,
lock it in.
show me evidence.
I know
Let's
you
go.
do.
No, I don't. Here, I'll just. Oh, this is.
Yeah,
this is
let's
a clip
get it.
from the critically acclaimed content.
We're not eating snacks? I have snacks.
How's that working out? You think Ian's happy he made that video?
I don't know. I mean,
You don't
I
know?
haven't
If you had
talked
to
to him
guess.
about it.
I mean, he put out a really big video. I mean, I would be stoked.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
I
you were
don't know
in a
why you're
read the
asking me
video.
about What iDubbbz is thinking.
because you were in the video.
But, I mean, I assume. I mean, it performed pretty well. I think it doubled your video. So for
Yeah,
you,
I
it's not that
think,
bad.
if anything, I think it just means that more people are interested in me than you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I believe that for sure.
Very good.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people, some falsely and some for decent reasons, want to.
Do you want to look at the like
Something
ratio?
puts you down a peg. Probably the reason why there's a lot of people watching this conversation as well.
Do you want to watch the? You want to watch the like ratio on this?
This
The
is
like ratio on this.
Ooh.
Ethan, play the video. This is also been reported even by your favorite. What is it? Nicholas Eat Oreos. Should be called.
Nicholas D. Oreo.
The dislike.
Right.
The dislike
That's what that is.
Eat Oreos.
Let's just watch
Why
it.
am I arguing on behalf of Ian's the video performance?
okay.
Don't give a fuck. Come on, play the video, dude. Come on, Jesus Christ. Play the fucking clip.
I mean, it is ironic that he came and did this whole show of
Yeah.
doing it with you, and it like just completely humiliated him. I think that's kind of funny and
It
interesting.
definitely
But I'll
made
play
him
the-
look bad.
Not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast. What I want to do is show you.
Are you not? Hold on, I'm sorry. His entire creator class is ruined. The event is going to be fucking absolutely canceled.
Yeah, no one- no one-
to reimburse.
Yeah, he's-
most of the fighters for
he's
the
gonna
time they
lose
train.
so much.
How is that not a train wreck?
Ethan,
I'm just saying.
I am not iDubbbz. I don't care about your petty vendetta against iDubbbz. Play the
You were in the
fucking
video.
clip.
Yeah, I see it.
Because
You're in the video.
When you listen to the song and you hear
I
all
do
the
agree
fucking
that Ethan is just trying to take a victory lap right here.
Oh my God, bro! You have no idea what you're talking about.
now talking
I'm
about
talking
it.
about Israel proper.
What I want to do is show
And
you.
you're showing headlines about Gaza. I literally say in this clip that it's not has nothing to do with the conditions of Gaza and the conditions of the West Bank, which I consider to be like apartheid. Like it's completely based on my lived experience of 5 years living in Israel. My lived experience, bro. You are so fucking out of line. You have no idea. How do you have the confidence to make this video? Again, I don't know where it is, dude. The phrase.
Show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan.
Israel blocks, and he shows these headlines. Israel again blocks Gaza aid. Again, I'm not talking about Gaza, which I say clearly in this clip. But go on.
You hear all these fucking like mega lefty talk.
Israeli authorities block healthcare to Gaza. Again, I'm not. Do you think that I'm talking about walking around Gaza? When I say how great multicultural it is, did you think that?
How Israel got Gaza since October 7th? Not even.
Shield your eyes.
We never what they did.
Is that not the point he's making now?
It already happened. I said it. Oh. No, okay. Well, anyway, I said the phrase I said is that my experience in Israel proper.
What happened after that? When AB chimed in, I wonder. Anyway, listen.
Who knows? I mean, you like to make inferences based on.
I was asking. I don't know.
You know what's so funny?
That was pretty good.
You know what's funny? It's all on the audio. Go listen to it, dipshit. It's on the audio. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a pathological liar. You are a propagandist. It's on the audio. You can go listen to it if you gave a fuck.
Both AB and Olivia were chiming in. I don't know why you buttoned it. I'm just asking. You know, fine. It's not that big of a deal.
What are you implying? All right. What are you implying with this photo?
What photo?
What I missed.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the photo.
Let's begin. This is going to finally cause us to talk about Israel-Palestine.
Well, let's explain that what you're
By
trying
your
to
own
say.
admission, there is a genocide that is taking place in the Gaza Strip. By your own admission, there is also an apartheid structure both in the West Bank, but I don't think you believe that there's an apartheid happening within Israel proper by your own terms.
I don't think it's. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you feel as though Israel is somehow inseparable from both of these actions?
No, but obviously the conditions are different in Israel proper versus the West Bank versus Gaza. Like the West Bank has checkpoints. It has like different areas, zones of interest. People don't have freedom of movement. So obviously that's more apartheid-like than the main body of Israel.
Yeah. Don't you feel like you going to Israel proper would actually resemble someone going to, you know, someone going near Auschwitz and being like, well, it's actually beautiful there. It's
not at all
that big of a deal.
You know what? I'm gonna call it here for today. It's been a good
you
stream.
don't see the comparison.
Well, I mean,
it's really good. But I'm gonna watch what's this later.
You're
Jonathan
saying
Glazer, who made this video,
how far am I in this thing?
who made this Oscar-winning movie,
I'm not even halfway
does see the
through.
comparison.
God damn.
So hold on, your criticism.
He said as much.
You're saying
Oscar
all I
award,
said was my lived
speech.
experience in Israel proper. Is the problem that Israel proper? That sounds racist or something?
No, I think you're trying to present Israel as a beautiful multicultural land when it is directly doing a genocide across the border boundary. Okay, and also
I make
is
a
an
distinction
apartheid on a good day.
Yeah, I make a distinction for sure.
You can't.
I mean, I lived there
Israel
for 5 years in Tel Aviv.
From the crimes that is happening 6 miles away, Ethan.
I mean, I will say that Ethan has been there, and Hassan is just, you know, never left LA.
I don't know how many miles away it is from.
It's a lot for like 6 miles. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know how many miles away it is. That's not the point. It's close enough that you can see it. If you go to Sderot, you can watch it.
No, that is the point you're making is that everybody living in Israel is living next to a concentration camp.
Yes.
Okay.
So I said, bro really said my lived experience in Israel proper, and you're saying that I am a Nazi officer living casually and enjoying life as people are.
No, you're not directly a Nazi officer.
Well, that's what this says.
No, Ethan, you're taking it a little bit too literally. I think the point there with that imagery is not that
I think Ethan is reading behind
in it.
I think Ethan is taking it seriously. I think he is reading between the lines here, and that's where Hassan really gets everybody. Is he says, well, he heavily implies everything, and then when you call him out on it, he says, well, actually, Actually, hold on, there, guys. Hold on. Actually, I didn't say that. But as we could see in the last like what hour, 2 hours of this 5 hour thing, which is great content. Um, every single time, like Hassan is, how do I explain this? Okay, it's sort of like Hassan clearly oversteps the boundaries in so many ways, and then also like, someone calls him out on this bullshit. And then when someone calls him out on this bullshit, he says, "Well, actually, I didn't say that. Read it. Read it right there, black and white. I did say those words." But then someone's saying, "No, you didn't say it, but you're heavily implying this." And he says, "Well, I didn't say it," and that's the whole point. It's just we have Ethan over here, which I have been a very fan of in years, and a song who I've never been a fan of. We have one person who's like, "Okay, you said this, I'm saying this, here's the facts," and then he says, "Okay, now show me your facts." And Hassan's saying, "Well, this is what I read on Twitter," and he says, "Well, that's not a fact. That's just, that's not a provable fact. That's just some lunatic on Twitter not saying stuff." Here's like, for instance, the multiple rapes. There has been 5 or I believe 6 people who have survived, who came out who said, "I have been raped." I have been raped while captured by these people. That's firsthand. You can't say that. You can't say, "Well, actually, I don't believe it. Show me the evidence. Spread your legs. I don't believe you." No, they've proven this. And then say, "Oh, well, I never said that." And then someone says, "Well, actually, we have you're live. We have cameras. These are cameras right here. We're live. I can go back half an hour when you just said this never happened." And Hassan said, "Well, actually, I never said that never happened." But then Ethan said, "Well, you heavily implied it." Well, yeah, I may have heavily. No. You may think I implied it, but I never said it. And that's Hassan right there. That's literally Hassan in a nutshell. Is I didn't say this. You may think I'm heavily implying it, but I never said this. This is pretty much why I think the whole 5 hours is. This is what 2 hours of it is already. Is one person saying, "Here's the facts," and you said this. And one person saying, "No, I didn't say that," but I said, "Okay, but you tagged me with this photo, and with this caption saying, concentration camps," and then he was saying, "Oh, so you're implying that that everybody lives in a concentration camp." I said, "No, that's not the word say." But it's like, "No, you're implying it." "Oh, well, I didn't say it. Let's move on," or it's just distracting. And yeah, that's basically what I believe this is. But I mean, it's entertaining as fuck to watch so much. By the way, I want Hassan's carpet so bad. It looks fucking awesome. But it's kind of weird. Oh, not kind of weird. It's kind of ingenuous to see, someone bring facts and then someone bring opinions. Frankly, I have no clue why Hassan even remotely said yes to this. Like, remotely said yes to this. No clue. Because this guy brought nothing. He's just like, I'm getting called out. My chat's calling me a wuss. That I'm like, Ethan's like, "Come on, let's do it. Come on. You say you want to bait me? Let's do it. Come on, prime time right now." Hi, cool red engineer. Basically, what my impressions are right now between these two, between this Hassan and Ethan, because I've been like, these two have been going on forever, and I really want to watch this video. Ethan basically said, "Debate me," and Hassan said no, because he knew that he's gonna get called out for this. But then his chat kept saying, "You're a coward, do it, come on, do it." And Hassan finally got pressured by his chat to go on with Ethan. But the thing is, though, between Hassan and Ethan, Ethan like has evidence, he has testimonies, he has eyewitnesses, he has all this proof, and then Hassan's like, "Well, no, actually, this is what I read on Twitter." And then Ethan's saying, okay, well, let's say this. You said this about me. And Hassan says, I didn't say that about you. Read the lines. And then Ethan says, no, look at this. And then Hassan says, yes, but I didn't exactly said this. And then Ethan says, no, but you heavily implied it. And Hassan says, no, you can say that you want, but I didn't say that. Which is correct. Both are right. Hassan is heavily implying something, but he's also did not say what Ethan is saying. It's like a double-edged sword. Yes, Hassan did not say these bad things, but he's heavily implying them to Ethan. But Ethan keeps saying, well, you meant this, and Hassan said, but those aren't my words. And this is the whole video. This is the whole video. It's just two people going around in circles saying, you said this. No, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. It says right here, you implied this. Well, you may think I applied this, but I didn't actually apply this, and I said this. This is the whole thing. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. It's like midnight right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Actually, I'm gonna watch the rest of this later. This is good content. Also, I love how Asman is just sitting there like watching one person crash out. One person's like, well, let's go into exhibit C. So much better. Anyways, watch the video. Watch the video. Here's the link. See you. Yeah. Here's the link. Watch the rest of the video. I think this is great content. There hasn't been anything good on YouTube for a little bit here. There hasn't been anything like exciting on YouTube. It's been a while since we watched someone completely crash out. Like completely crash out. And this is good. This is good content. Anyways, bye.